kumbe wanakulamba kisogo. Na mwaka huu hatutaki shogo, atucheki na kima tusijevuna mabu. Ukikosa heshima ujue na kuzingua. Mke nampa pesa we unaleta maua. Saa ukijilengesha nikikamata na ua.
Mama kamba wananilowa, usipende katapalowa. Mama kamba wananilowa, usipende katapalowa. Mako, polo, why mona abi on the daily. Mako, polo, why mona abi on the daily. I keep a distance, I cover distance. Oh, oh, I keep a distance, I cover distance.
Started from the bottom, now we here. Tuna zip make big money to I say. Aliyeko juu mfuate uko juu, singoje na utapofika juu kaza kamba usilege. Tanzania inatetema, oh inatetema. Zambia inatetema, oh inatetema. Cover distance down paka Wisconsin, paka Chicha, Vista paka Twitter. Yo, I'm a ghetto, I'm a hero. Call me Willow, check it still on. Naweza kuwa mia bila zero check, sasa naitwa hero. Read between the lines, hater, I'm a hooligan. This shit is flammable, you better run. Uderina janja buga tukibao. Usipananishe na opuzi wao. Selecta fanya ucheza tena kikibao. Wacha kichune tutusikika kina bamba.
Mama kamba wananilowa, usipende katapalowa. Mama kamba wananilowa, usipende katapalowa. Mako, polo, why mona abi on the daily. Mako, polo, why mona abi on the daily. I keep a distance, I cover distance. Oh, oh, I keep a distance, I cover distance. Oh, oh, yo, they're not ready, they're not ready. Step up in the place, they drop the confetti. They're not steady, they're not steady. I been with that KK9 talking Betty, but money never rule the man. The girl them wanna do the man. Pull up in a new sedan, goddamn sue the man. I apply pressure on those that I pressure, and those that I pressure. The event guy Fisher. Mama, have you noticed? I've been pushing for this. From a bucket list of raps, I've been trying to flow this. They won't try to upload this, but I ain't rapping for them. They won't try to flow this, it's never popping for them. Drop it like voodoo, chaka chaka doodoo. From the west to the east, feeling like Zulu. Run to fulu. They love the way I raise the bar to the roof. I be feeling monga name Mbulu. Harder than an oven. Run the track like a road run. For some time but we not done. Keep a distance to some mad. Mama kamba wananilowa, usipende katapalowa. Mama kamba wananilowa, usipende katapalowa. Mako, polo, why mona abi on the daily. Mako, polo, why mona abi on the daily. I keep a distance, I cover distance. Oh, oh, I keep a distance, I cover distance. Oh, oh,
Banka.
naza nanga kaka na se nzete esika otikaki ngai Sampengo Mbei Grand Lac Restaurant Schengen chez Balendoi Kodeko Bongwalanga
Bongo Sanango Lwembaye Bilango Tonanango Sandoko Zombi Nasangi mayele yako sepelisa yote Nalamukia batungwitana na kotisa mbara Nabukisa kilo bafle na maboko manga moko Nabaki pungu misato pona yebi Olinga kabanya malwembaye
Sylvain Didi
Zwa pecha puyo na lakisie maloba ya bolingo Alobela kayo na absence nanga ada Kombole
Très fort, les boss
Soki ex-lava, moni emekisa kate Pina mitie maumbwa champi bolava Watareka, eno ya paembeza karese
Yalo Boko Mbenga
otinelinga malobalobi na ndako ya kotala ngai batandelaka mokonzi tapi ya rouge ya lokumu natandeli yo simisi mpe patalo na ngai lwemba utana balabala ntina ya ndako na ngai putambolela edoe
Maître Israël Matone yogaleki ndenge azopasola
yoza vraiment na linia ya babibo shwayo vivant jipe mindia
Jilibolia
atobombi elongi lokolo nwa pamba eza na vale ya parke ya virungao mbongola binanga na sekonde moko tanda maboko gigi makumbi
Fredo Mopatibe Papi Sakamoto Kimontana Secondo Kilo Goda
oh Willy Tembela
Mafken Tv
Jetrine Yanzaka na Edo Watonza
Ya Gisèle Poto
nakosala nini kilwemba oboyinga oh Jackie Watuna na José Kongolo nakosala nini kilwemba oboyinga
Jackie Longabato Martins Patou Koso
Caprice Fifi Dekure Bendakaki elamba na ngai ya fete ezala poso na yo tango koya ekozala le plus grand festin
Ne tombera jamais
Caprice na yo Dekure Bendaka ngai elamba na ngai ya fete ezala poso na yo tango koya ekozala le plus grand festin
que je t'aime, sans toi ma vie n'a pas d'essence.
Na ligne ya babibo shwayo viva Ousmane Kaluji atobombi elongi lokolo nwa pamba eza na vale ya parke ya virunga
Bazulu na Vandal Boyoka
mokolo mosusu ozongi na minu nakangi na foto ya mwasi natuni yo mapa olobi ezali ya kusine na yo epourtant nayebi ye ozalaka na bandeko basi te wana nyonso ozali kaka kotrouble
Amiral Tamba
mokolo mosusu nake na sandu nayoki posa na yo nalobi naleka na biro nakuti yo lisusu kaka na sekrete
Yaja Matondo au-delà de la fortune
mokolo mosusu tolali na butu nayoki funeleli nayoki mongongo ya mwasi natuni yo papa okosinga lisusu kaka direkte
Sambila oyebaka susu basangwa zobozi vraiment
nakotuna nzambe mpona nini esalama ngoboye nakotuna nzambe mpona nini esalama ngoboye nakotuna nzambe mpona nini esalama boye
oyo oza danse oyeba kozala mystique vraiment
okololwe bakendeki mobembo shagi musawe osali nyonso naza na yango nakosala nini kilwemba oboyinga
Kais Shadi
nakosala nini kilwemba oboyinga ngilema bakala maxe
Regine Mwekatoni
bolingo ekotelanga verle nzala ekami otungisa batilombo tokatikamba saint valoi balobi okotelanga yipumbu mpona koma kutu koluka nakatwa kiotama
bomoi nanga ezotambola na makilama yo makaro ya boskaoleya nanukasa basi ministre lobi nini na souffrance ya finanga model mabanga la mama
Guilhem Mundabi
nakosala nini kilwemba oboyinga
le bonheur des uns fait les malheurs des autres.
nganga ata formé mwana na ye atikalaka toujours na secret moko to mibale mpo na ye moko.
Amour frustration de, amour division de, amour pas moins de, amour multiplication.
Coco Claudia Ikia, étoile d'état.
Multiplier, amour multiplication.
Ikia,
multiplier, amour multiplication.
Étoile d'état.
Amour frustration de, amour division de,
Claudia.
Amour pas moins de, amour multiplication.
Ya Denges, son excellence Sassou Nguesso.
Ikioza mumoyo elengi olia makati na mokokoli koko Claudia na nzoto sembe kolekati na berswani ekese
elengi na yo elekia caviar ya Russie obaliaka na apeti apeti na ngai yoyoyo ndoto na ngai kia Claudia Sassou apeti na ngai yoyoyo ndoto na ngai Claudia étoile d'état magie des épices et des verrues ngai nzoto juste avant la nuit
nalala bien.
Multiplier, amour multiplication.
Chantal Louemba.
Multiplier, amour multiplication.
Étoile d'état.
Amour frustration de, amour division de, amour pas moins de, amour multiplication.
Zambazali na ebolingo Claudia yozali vraiment elengi
Zoto na ngai décapotable Pona mona yo Claudia Ikia Sassou. Commencez par le texte du contexte. Claudia Sassou moi si a sourire et diamant.
à propos d'amour na yo et atteindre fusion sentimentale
Origine ranyo ma sentiment. Nakusuka wapi na bolingo. Eh ah mama. Yeah.
étoile d'état.
Apeti nanga yo Ndoto nanga Claudia Sassou. Apeti nanga yo
Simba, 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 ma chérie. Zinga na kokoya, kolanga ngone dibela le si étoile, étoile d'état.
Simba, simba, ma chérie. Simba, bolingo ekatani. Comme kibana descente. J'ai la bandola, j'ai ma prise.
Willy Carlos.
Tango esalingaka. Tura midela muke. Otomo bibeni ngane. Basikura ibeti bate.
Vincent Gomez.
Katana e. Epasuka toni e. Eloko pema e. Eloko pema wawa. Eloko pema e. Eloko pema wawa.
Ikia Sassou le Mbumba. Étoile d'état.
Simba, 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 ma chérie. Simba, bolingo ekatani. Comme kitana descente. J'ai la bandola, j'ai ma prise. Tango esalingaka. Tura midela muke. Otomo bibeni ngane. Basikura ibeti bate. Ekatana e. Epasuka toni e. Eloko pema e. Eloko pema
Étoile d'état, Claudia Sassou.
Le leader Sampengo Mbey.
Le 27, le 28, ta chérie. Locataire à l'otaka kololo bango. Pokola lesile lenge konya senga kofuta. Ta plaisir et fotima wa ibaki muna na bakite. Pona nini pasi ya boye de chinois. Ote manzaka na sose koye lenge kofuta. Yalelo kokende te de chinois. Yalelo kodimate de chinois. Bien comment rester vers rester dévolant.
Belela Mouke.
Isa moupe kwa salangye.
Claudia Ikia.
Ata justice et d'amour.
Dominique Okemba. Papi Tolas. Papi Kake la Foudre. Beldana Toulouse. Lucie Aïkouli.
Le 27, le 28, chérie. Locataire à l'otaka kololo bango. Pokola lesile lenge
futi mawe kwa kimunda na kwa kite Kona nini pasa boye de chinois Ote manzaka na sose kwele nyoko futa Yale loko kendete de chinois
Ikia
Yale loko mimate de chinois
Claudia
Yako mare se vere se de volant
Del Pirlo Bourigny
Sama pe kwa sala bien
Saint James et Rolls
Asa justice a edamo
Guillaume Soro DGS Bogota Hassan Koukou Ahmed Bakayoko Ministre d'État Ludmila Legrand
Wana Sassou
Le 27, le 28 chérie Locataire à l'otaka kololo mpango Pokola lesile lenge kono senga kofuta Apesi le futi mawe bwaki ngunda na bwaki te Pona nini pasta boye de chinois Ote manzaka na sose kweye lenge kofuta Yale loko kendete de chinois Yale loko mimate de chinois Udia komare se vere se de volant
Sipa Horacio Passi Barbara Nadine Nata Boufatu Chantal Pembe Belle de Belle James Charlie Papa na Charleston na Curtis na Monzale na Suède toujours na top Benjamin Umba Innocent Singa Brigitte Yoali Rabi Hotel Jukende Guilain Panzo Roger Okala
David Mangaya
Mamalie Kanga
Kangelanga Bodo
DJ Franck Mamalie Kanga
Kangelanga Bodo
Christian Lomoto Gramo Pamokodi
Kabelanga
Kote Mutobo Gramo Pamokodi Willy Mousseli Kodi Mboka
Kabelanga
Selim Pouzou Tapé Rouge Angelou Central Mamalie Kanga
JP Kakitebe Kangelanga Bodo
Jean Singoy Mamalie Kanga Laurence Boko Mamalie Kanga
Kangelanga Bodo
Gramo Pamoko
Alex Mayasi
Kabelanga Moto
Gramo Pamoko
Sandra Kaza
Kabelanga Moto
Mabana
Ye Brifadon Songa nanda ko
Ividero
Na moto Tokomela
Maman na Londres Pati Ambroise
Miché Moulumba
Mabana Bane
Songa nanda ko Tokomela kene na
Nicolas Kazali
Na moto Tokomela kene na
Moïse Samani
Ototome
Cisco Mbulongo Didier Boudimbo
Pesanga mbongo
Astafik
Pesanga lara Pesanga mbongo Pesanga lara Lekisanga Mwinda
Latino Fashion
Mwinda banzele Mwinda
Placide Lengeri DJ Russell DJ Norris José Matic MC Red Bull
Mwinda banzele Mwinda
DJ Touch
na Paris Mwinda
Spirit Club Coco Jumbo
Mwinda na Kini
Melami Kapenda
Mwinda mubao Mwinda Leke Rasini leke Mwinda Papa na bane
Carole Agito
Songa nanda ko Tokomela kene na moto Tokomela kene
Le mal, ma foule, chaque trace son chemin. Toki tete, awezabe kulanga na kudayo.
Richard Kabala le club
Mwinde, ilele mwinda. Mwinda bamere mwinda. Mwinda bamere mwinda. Amerika mwinda.
Richard Patrao Joseph Bertier
Esanga mbongo. Aussi au lait, aussi au tal, aussi au tolé. Esanga mbongo. Winde.
Popol Kasso.
Winda banzele winda.
DJ Abdou.
Winda bamumi winda.
Gaël Yimbina. Procédure judiciaire.
Ah. Papa na bano kewa.
DJ Amarabula.
Bingo ya Zekina. Papa na bane.
Jared Panzo.
Songana na koto komela kene.
Yeah. Oh no no no. Yeah. Nakulila munsoni nobody. Nobody. Ondandiza kunchoza mavuto. Nobody kwenzebe somunileke ngondweleko bangono chabe munisiye ngondweleko bangono chabe nakulila munsoni nobody Ondandiza kunchoza mavuto. Nobody awe mafuno konda awe ni mafuno konda suziba kwenda chokera nakula na mavuto nebo mulumba na nidalisa mafumoko susibangwe na vida mbeo mabuto na vula nayo mulumba na nidalisa mafumoko ndwela kalani pansi ni micheze malumu kwena choka ni misozi chabele kalani pansi ni micheze malumu Mwina pita ni misozi chabe Koma boya bakuna libe na mozi Chetekelo chabe Chetekelo changa chanileta ano Chetekelo Awe Mafuno konda awe ni mafu awe mafuno kondela awe mafuno kondela suziba nkwena njokela nakula na mavuto neo mulungu ananidalisa mafuno kondela suziba nkwena pita neo mavuto nakula nayo mulungu ananidalisa mafuno kondela.
Il est beau le côté. Hello, Silva.
Mon power.
The Shaka Beat Fest.
Uyo. Calandania News Promotion. Mon power.
Valia papa sana na leno tulipamo. Balundo baishiwa fwe boku patala ni tabu. Na kuvundula unavundula lewo limo. Alana yikubelela yo. Naliku iwe. Timuna basambia la nebo pelipola. Ngabalu santila atafima kuna shagata mepo. No mafuti ngabatea Nishinaimba Ilishinga Nishinaimba Atimu feno mweno wewo Kulinewo Nebunwa echo ya tikatana na mafuti jiakanwepo Mwewo nombanga watarana Wana kuru manama Tumiri tutatumwe Kwali ubushiku ubona ibila tilelo filepwa Naikala wala nirese bamone fyo filepwa Waluha waleta Abalandi bafika Wansangile nilipa mwishinde papatawia Amapange ngwata leo Ngana fola lebo Kamutana ngana fola lebo Nkayane kauti Ndafola Nahula foli natu Yemayo My baby sangila Ala Foso za kamali za kula Chimuna basambia Ala nebo pelipola Ngabalu santila Atafima kula shagata mepo No mafuti ngabatea Nishinaimba Ilishinga Nishinaimba Atimu feno mweno wewo Kulinewo Nebunwa echo ya tikatana na mafuti jiakanwepo Mwewo nombanga watarana Wana kuru manama Tumiri tutatumwe Ichibe matitile titikuti watolo kemiso warianta mafi Eicho nari kutiaila Ubusumano bubibo bende nari bushiva Oke na kwelela Fionse fili fionse Aiwela ndawa njelela Nechipanda chalishiba Tiaba ni fifinde Eba kwesho kulanda koka kubilamo Lelo wapusana maino bari babili Ichite mwiko chabo aweta kwishiba bende babili Timuna basambia ala nebo pelipola Ngabalu santila atafima kula shagata mepo No mafuti ngabatea Nishinaimba Ilishinga Nishinaimba Atimu feno mweno wewo Kulinewo Nebunwa echo ya tikatana na mafuti jiakanwepo Mwewo nombanga watarana Wana kuru manama Tumiri tutatumwe Timuna basambia Ala nebo pelipola Ngabalu santila Atafima kula shagata mepo No mafuti ngabatea Nishinaimba Ilishinga Nishinaimba Atimu feno mweno wewo Kulinewo Nebunwa echo ya tikatana na mafuti jiakanwepo Mwewo nombanga watarana Wana kuru manama Tumiri tutatumwe Chipolopolo Nelumba Chipolopolo Nelumba
Ladies and gentlemen, Silva on the beat.
Nebunwa
Atire mule pepa ukwa bulo kunaka. Kale twanaka. Atire ye mulete mwana. Kale twaleka. Ifyo kale twaleka. Inchito mwatuletele pano chalo tata. Kale twalaba. Inchito mwatuletele pano chalo tata. Kale twalaba. Twalilufye nshila. Alatapali no winga kontololo munankwe. Bantu bonse chimo chinefe. Maloza ya chitikati yaona tinina menso. Imipamba shinwe nshikuchiparire kwa tini nomo manje. Lakonde sandalama tina leko yopano nama. Mumitima zatumu mulie chikondi. Kupempela kwatu tema panga jabe chongo. Ndaba mumitima zatumu mulie chikondi. Tema na madani atire mule pepa ukwa bulo kunaka. Kale twanaka. Atire ye mulete mwana. Kale twaleka. Ifyo kale twaleka. Inchito mwatuletele pano chalo tata. Kale twalaba. Inchito mwatuletele pano chalo tata. Kale twalaba. Sitifuno tandizana. Timvera mushe ngati banzatu bavutika. Jealousy tili nayo. Akakaso tili nako. Twabafe pamopeneta kwa banoko tuya. Shimwe shiku twafula. Ifirumba na mataki. Limonda ipusha basoma bayakwi. Kupempela kwatu tema panga jabe chongo. Ndaba mumitima zatumulie chikondi. Tema na madani atire mule pepa ukwa bulo kunaka. Kale twanaka. Atire ye mulete mwana. Kale twaleka. Ifyo kale twaleka. Inchito mwatuletele pano chalo tata. Kale twalaba. Inchito mwatuletele pano chalo tata. Kale twalaba. Adi danso, daddy this. Wisdom where you there?
You say you know me, yeah?
Mwacho waitamba chira mwacho.
Yandi muntu wandi.
Bea potea ule mwacho shilinga mwacho likawele baiwa. Bea Sister. Sister, my name is Rene. I'm a consequential guy in this country because I spread. You're chilling a much now. So stop getting on a door. He doesn't have manners. Like, how can he touch a stranger's door? Oh my God.
Relax.
So that's the
sister's own. I'm a good person. You can clean my car.
Hey! I'm getting my dog. Way! Masai me that's all. Yeah.
Chikalichi. Mr. Zambia.
My name is Chile. Hello.
Shimika Tonfu.
Nimeka waya shakwata pwechuma. Elundi wa mawala yose nine nkulomba. mwabano bebala kusekatu kakatwala kuisaka kachakolwa yelele elo kafiko tekabusa kaka makaka kamone kafenga kakawala kwato lupili lula chepa eparia uvaka pilipili shetani wilaya ngalila kumaume wandi ngachali pukuta chipuva chandi chili ule chandi umutima walisale chakufala wasendeja bazala ula wasuka wala banako come on kiss me baby ule kala banako kamwana bebe wala banako tekupanga shijunya bala mwenako wasuka wala banako come on kiss me baby ule kala banako kamwana bebe wala banako tekupanga shijunya bala mwenako baby walimpesha ndafino kusuminati nine wasala Ali wanse pachano wasala pokusumina kapondo basula Ngana likweta makala takuteke chalo ngani wena kateka Ula pepe la koti spaitu bukuba wandi walintemwa Njero fishu wa monamo Muli nebu fishi monamo Nalishuba walishuba tishaba nomo Njero nishiwa bela soho Fishu wa monamo Muli nebu fishi monamo Nalishuba walishuba tishaba nomo Mami nishiwa bela soho Siwaba wonsenge fyo baba Ukuwa mechalonge fo chab Chila baba Kalumba fiema baby you are one in a million Siwaba wonsenge fyo baba Ukuwa mechalonge fo chab Chila baba Kalumba fiema baby you are one in a million Kumwasuba gelo balantinda Nyangala na bafyongo ne fyamba Tikapondo sana mami Lene wabanyonga ponte peba yombo kumvelela Hala nine kaka walala Nyangala na baganja no walwa Kifyongo no kupaso musumiko na pitila Tikapondo sana mami Kuline fishu konkako Wakola nkanya no kupepako Utila fukamana tupepeko Ukachinga wande Njeva fishu wa monamo Muli nebu fishi monamo Nalishuba walishuba tishaba nomo Njeva nishiwa bela soho Fishi wa monamo Muli nebu fishi monamo Nalishuba walishuba tishaba nomo Mami nishiwa bela soho
Bela wale mona kembo kabwala la time waster Amagelo kule nsenda kwa time less than Emani na chansi no lempanapo Kwa Simon pide fobale nkanapo Na di suicido, shaishibe bible Slow nigga syndrome, chila de idol Twaisa ipunka, na isa isanga Cut the long story short, na isa samba Apaturi pa mabubu na bay Yonse la viba oda mude Maninko fulu kalo was for the day Dina bandulo sonkolo pe Teti mbepe wadin chinda mika Katube united kwa tichingadika Na tinkutashe nomba no dudia bwaila Wale mona shefu wa mwene Mr. Kaira
Njeva fishu wa monamo Muli nebu fishi monamo Nalishuba walishuba tishaba nomo Njeva nishiwa bela soho Fishu wa monamo Muli nebu fishi monamo Nalishuba walishuba tishaba nomo Mami nishiwa bela soho Onana Mapangash Onana
Blackout Radio.
Siwaba wonsenge fyo baba Ukuwa mechalonge fo chab Chila baba Kalumba fiema baby you are one in a million 44G music
ewe ngoma ya basuma ngoma ya lishia kishia oya kalindura leka we ngoma ya basuma nangwa bene chiriro kubala ya musansa musha nangwa bene chiriro kubala ya musansa musha we ngoma ya lishia ya maya funyo mama we lelo mayona wala mayo mayona wala mayona wala mayo mayona wala mayo mabanandi bakanjipaya When my ali chapika look where kuwetela leka we ngoma ya basuma we ngoma ya lishia kishia oya kalindula ewe ngoma ya basuma nangwa bene jirilo kubala ya musansa musha nangwa bene jirilo kubala ya musansa musha we ngoma ya lishia ya maya funyo mawenelo mayona wala mayo mayona wala wala mayo mayona wala mayo mabanandi bakanjipaya tutengo makashikai ina lukombo lwa mechi no wangene akanwako Chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya ngora chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya barana chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya ulusanga chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya sama chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya ungwi chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya zenda chimbaya maya kulupe chimbaya maya zenda umasabale mekela tigeze kaese kishiana embe mwengo maya kusi Onsebale kabila maya yelele Onsebale kabila maya yelele Kishala we mudogo wa kwesu Sawimbe mwenji moka kia kwesu Kechitashi adine mone chimbamonge Apweni mwenji moka mwe bango Menandola baleni latika eze Ulusaka bagi fembondo atika eze Menakite baleni kabila tika eze Mwasabongwe baleni latika eze Na eze kishiana embe mwe ngoma ya nunda Ina lukombo lwa menshi no wangene akanwako
10:45 is the time this morning right here on your number one radio station, Mafken FM 97.7. You are still listening to the Express Chit Chat Review and of course discussing issues of national importance this morning. At the same time, still focusing on issues concerning current affairs as we still continue. And you, the listener out there that's streaming on our website, it's www.mafken.fm. For those that are tuned in and those that would want to stream live this morning. At the same time, you can as well get us loud and clear on 97.7 this morning. For those that are also on social media, get to our social media platforms. It's all Mafken FM Zambia. That's it. And you get to be part of this show this morning. Grace?
Yes, of course, we move on to more items that we're discussing this morning. And remember that you can take part. We are joined in studio by Kantanshi Member of Parliament, Honorable Anthony Momba. Good morning and welcome. It's good to have you in studio this morning.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to be here.
It's good to have you again.
Good morning, Honorable.
Good morning. I was hoping you won't ask me. Well, good morning, Mr. Sulumbe.
Yes, sir. Good to have you in studio this morning.
It's always nice to be here.
Right.
I'm very proud whenever I'm in this radio station because it's in the heart of my constituency.
Right.
Talking about your constituency, earlier in the morning, we have this discussion, what caught your attention and people raised concerns.
Yeah.
One of the reoccurring topics that is coming up is the issue of water.
Yeah.
How would you say that is faring in your constituency?
It's pathetic. It's disappointing. It's disgusting. I don't know what to describe it. You know, Grace, it's so unfortunate that for some of us who grew up here, born here, we grew up at a time when the mines used to ask us to always have water running. So we used to have green grass. Water was never, ever, ever an issue. Today, it's one of the biggest things. You know, and like I was saying in Parliament the other day, when I was doing a debate, I said, kuno kumufurira kuno ba minister mukes tatusamba kuno. Ukusamba na lero shamu kwa but you know, when you're bathing, it's supposed to be a very refreshing moment. Not if you're going to raise sempa with a mesh. It's so sad. And I don't know where that water system has disappeared to. I've heard people who have come on radio saying, Gabaisa baba MP barichipa pakuya isula. To apapa tanga na mupeshi ba isula ni. Fwe ba mbik titu wafuma ponga mune pafuaisha. Panu pachifulo. Let the people have the water. But on a very serious note, I have one area, just 2 days ago, I was talking to the MD from Mlonga, the nurses compound. For 6 months they haven't had water. And it's a similar story almost everywhere. And so I wonder what bills they come to say you have got a bill. Because one should have a service, then you pay for the service. But you can't come to me and say I have a bill when I've not consumed any service.
Any interventions that you've taken up as Member of Parliament?
I have countless times, spoken to Mulonga, and, countless times the people of Muflira, people of Kantanshi, they would call me, Honorable. I mean, Shikuno. Sometimes I've even done conference calls. There used to be a big problem. And this problem is just, even at my home, there's a problem. Okay? If you have water, you're lucky. So, it's quite a very difficult problem because it's not a problem where I can say, okay, let's look for money from CDF and, sort this problem. The furthest we can do is just boreholes. But Nayama boreholes, how many can you do? Because they don't come cheap. This is against also other priorities that need attention in the constituency. So on the issue of water, we can just continue to put more pressure on Mulonga, hoping government can come up with a clear... I made it very clear in Parliament the other day. I said, Minister, can you form a committee and come and see what is happening? Come and show us government presence in this problem. And this is one of the reasons why there's a lot of dissatisfaction on almost all areas of our economy, because people are not feeling the presence of government. This problem, it's like, okay, now I'm quite a problem.
Okay.
And this is where the problem is. Look at ZESCO, for example. Have you seen the energy on the debate for the Constitution? Can they apply that energy on ZESCO? Can you imagine just for once or twice people come here talking about, Amalaiti Befi, Imo ZESCO, Kukwere, Okutamubapela, Okumula Bapela more. And I get these questions every day. But unfortunately, I have no control over ZESCO. Even the manager, if I call him, he will just say, and it will end there. So, let us see government presence taking place everywhere. government emufiashwa chalo.
All right.
So as government, it has to hold you everywhere, in everything, whether it's in the economy, whether it's in jobs, whether it's in the electricity crisis we have, whether it's in the water crisis that we have. Government's presence should be there. What is it doing to give you hope?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We'll move on to issues of national importance, Honorable Mumba. And earlier, before we went on a break, we were, of course, discussing the constitution amendments, proposed amendments, which are 13 in total.
Yeah.
Some that caught your attention, some that you are not so happy with?
Maybe before that, before he even gives a reaction, the question is, how do you describe amending the constitution at the time that the current government has proposed? Because that has been the major issue. Then we get to the proposed amendments.
Okay, first of all, Mwengu, from history,
right?
I will take it from the time of Dr. Chirua.
Yes.
Because at that time, I was at David Kaunda Technical School. When the constitution-making process started, who was that one? The commissioner who was irresponsible. Okay, the name will come back. The point for me is, constitution-making process is always fought left, right, and center.
Okay.
All right? Always. The vivid one I remember is during President Mwanawasa's time. You remember that organization called Oasis Forum?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
It fought left, right, and center. All right? When we, and then we also saw, in the fight for that constitution process making that Mwanawasa had proposed, we saw even what happened to PF, certain PF members of parliament got into that, and you have heard the story of, how they got, how they lost their constituencies in 2006. We come to the time, I think it's only President Rupia Banda who didn't talk about the constitution. Okay. But we come to even the famous Bill 10. First of all, let me even make it clear. I'm not speaking for PF, but I'm telling you, those members of parliament, Honorable Mundubile, his group, they would never support the amendments. You know why?
Why is that?
They failed on Bill 10. So why would they support now? That's just common sense. They would. I have looked at some of the amendments, all right? And to me, for somebody to go on headline and say what UPND is proposing is a Wamuyaya government, I'm wondering, where is that? Okay? So it's the constitution-making process has always been a hot potato and will remain a hot potato. There will always be people for and there will always be people against, okay? Because of all the vested interests, the churches, everything. But the one which I remember vividly was President Mwanawasa's one. Because President Mwanawasa, being a lawyer, he tried and tried and tried. It costed him politically in 2006. The people got fired, people got what. So, when I look at what's currently happening, with the past experience that I have, I would rather say I look at what's going on and I'll make my position very clear. Can you imagine, before even the articles that were being proposed were announced, I had people on my Facebook page saying, don't support the Constitution. I'm wondering, I have not read anything. What have you read yourself? And mind you, it's the responsibility of a member of parliament to legislate. It's not the responsibility of anybody else. That's why that house you send us to is called the People's House. You can't be there, but your representative will speak for you. So the timing for me is not a good timing.
Okay.
Politically, because there are so many issues that people are going to use to frustrate the process, even if there are clauses that are good and important. The opposition will frustrate it because of the earlier reason I gave you. They failed to pass Bill 10. They will say, okay, it will be an eye for an eye. Remember, this is what we're proposing. They refused. I'm sure you've heard those debates. And then at the same time, we've got big issues. We've got jobs. People need employment. We need to have a stronger economy. We have a very weak kwacha at the moment. We have issues of load shedding, which have distorted people's lives. Destroy is the wrong word. Distorted people's lives completely. Grace, we're just talking about how thick, dark top shops area has become. But what about the small businesses that do, for example, run bottle stores and so they can't have
what timing do you think would have been the best?
Let me finish my point.
Hearing that you suggest this is not the right timing, Honorable.
Listen, let me finish my point. I was talking about the general economy and the
Yes.
challenges that are there, and some of the things that people are pointing to say this might not be the right time. Okay. This is my opinion.
We're hearing you.
Right? And how I'm looking at what the constituents are telling me.
Okay.
People here want jobs. People here want water. People here want, to get better contracts in the mines. People have things that they feel are closer to them and more important to them, and that, what government can, get involved in. When I talk about the timing, it's specifically in reference to the challenges, the scale of challenges that are there, and where people are saying, okay, where are the priorities for the
I was about to ask that question.
But then, if you look at the articles that have been proposed, the non-contentious ones, I don't think that it would be, I don't think it would be unreasonable to look at them. I don't think so. I think it would be fair to say, yes, there is need for the government to look at this for the benefit of our democracy and for the benefit of the well-being of our people.
Right.
In fact, Mwengo, the piecemeal approach is actually better. But, politicians don't trust each other. I'm sure you have heard people, I heard the other day Honorable Mundubile saying, no, any MP from PF who support the constituency will go and decampaign them. Come decampaign what? If you have not worked in the constituency, you have already decampaigned yourself. People do not have time for they don't even understand if you are constitution. Okay? What people want is to see their member of parliament representing them well, speaking for them, standing for them, being there for them. That's what they want. And a member of parliament that they can trust. So, for me, I've looked at it as just a bunch of politics, and that's normal for politicians.
All right. Honorable, let's move on and look at this proposed constitutional amendments. And one of them is...
And remember, I've told you I've not yet actually looked at those proposals.
Okay.
So as you speak about them, I'll be thinking about them.
Not
now.
a problem. Not a problem.
It's not been a priority for me.
Not a problem.
What has been a priority is basically what we've been talking about.
I think as Member of Parliament, one which is close to your position is the delimitation, as well as the proposed increase of number of members of Parliament.
Delimitation has been a big thing. Okay, most members of Parliament, in fact, those that have failed to reach to the people out there, they have always felt that, look, if this constituency was cut into two, it will favor me. I mean, during PF, there was talk of Injili. I'm sure you've heard of Injili.
Right.
And, when somebody has not really performed, they will say, okay, when there's delimitation in Enkayoko. So it's like a way out. And because of that, that's why the other politicians or the opposition say, these guys, when they delimitate, they will be looking for more members of parliament on their side. So that they can pass laws and they can, form government. That's what is there. So this is a fight for power. Okay? It's nothing, and I can tell you, there's nothing personal there. This matter will be fought by the opposition, okay, by, certain church organizations, certain NGOs. They'll fight that. And others will be for it. And this is how it has always been. So delimitation, and indeed, Mwengu, there are big constituencies that one can talk about. Take, for example, Kasempa.
Yeah.
If you get, Kanchibia, you get even Kanyama.
Yes.
Kanyama is massive. So there is a point. And obviously, if you look back, based on what the minister was saying, that, look, we have already conducted reports in the past that we are basing ourselves on, or the constitutional requirement of 10 years and so on. And mind you, our population has grown now.
Right.
We are standing at about 20 million. Okay, we were just 12, 13 million not too long ago. So, we're now at 20. So, we have to move with time. But for me, I think the challenge that the government will have is the timing. The timing for me, first of all, we're getting into a high political fever. You know, like I've told you, there will be careless comments that will be coming. Oh no, you know, the president is trying to extend his term from 5 years to 7 years. Do you remember that? It was spoken about by the opposition. Oh no, they want to remove the 50+1. You heard those things, and look, it's not the job of the opposition to clap for the government. No.
Okay.
It's to make sure that, you know, they make them look like they don't know what they're doing or they have failed to deliver to the people.
Is that the role of the opposition?
No. But that's the, it's not the role of the opposition, but humanly.
Right.
That's how the
Okay.
opposition is made to think that that's how it should do it.
Okay.
And this is why there are individuals like myself who always tend to get into trouble, because I believe that it's not everything that you oppose. And it's not everything that you also agree to. That's just life.
Right.
How can you just be agreeing to everything? Or how can you just be, even at home, between you and your wife, how can you just be agreeing everything that your wife says? Or how can she just be agreeing to everything that you say?
Yeah.
So humanly, you know, that's how God made us. That's why we've got, or even if you're twins, you've still got different foreheads. You know, somebody's able to tell, to say, okay, this one is different from this one. Because that's how, you know, nature is. But, you know, I see this to be a very, very, it will be fought, because it will be more or less like, you know, getting into the political, you know, battlefield.
He asked about the timing, and he said, if you feel the time right now is not right, then what's the right time?
The right time should have been just when the UPND government came into office.
Okay.
The process should have started where all stakeholders agree. You've heard the comments coming from Laz. You've heard what the former Attorney General Musa Mwenye said. All these are, you know, brilliant legal minds. Okay? So, but within the brilliance, there are also us, the opposition, who are jumping onto some of the concerns that they're raising and, you know, blowing them out of proportion. And in the process, people start to say, oh, no. You know, this party that we have in government, they should have focused on this. They are already, you know, putting their priorities in the wrong space. So that is why I said the timing, you know, might not have been the right time. Why did the government take this length of time? Remember, the UPND, when it first formed government, it talked about the reforms. Remember, constitutional reforms.
Right.
Then I have that article actually in my records. They put it on ice, saying at the moment resources are not available. Okay. Now, if you look at where we are economically, which resources have become available? I don't think there are any resources that are available. So for me, on the score of, you know, all these issues that are being talked about, the process, the whatever, I think those are the things that are going to make this subject matter unpopular. And you have seen it's what has captivated all the airwaves. We're no longer talking about jobs. We're no longer talking about opportunities for our people. It's now the discussion. Everybody, every spinner, every media is now just talking about the Constitution.
Honorable, one of the things that we also want to get your thoughts on is some proposed articles under the constitutional amendment. One of them being the MP term harmonization.
Yeah.
Interesting enough is that it has been proposed that articles 81 and 266, I beg your pardon, to fix Parliament's term to 5 full years.
Yeah,
your
because,
reaction?
We served basically for 4 years, 9 months.
Okay.
And you know, after that, you know, come May 10th next year, May 10th, when Parliament is dissolved, that's the end of you. May 18th, 2026, is the day for filing in nominations. So you miss that day, you have to wait for 2031. May 18th or May 16th, that will be, selected as a date for filing in of nominations. So, like I said, for example, most people don't even know that their members of Parliament actually serve for 4 years, 9 months.
Right.
You know, but you won't find the progressive amendment like that one talked about. For example, the mayor. Why should you restrict the mayor's tenure of office to 2 terms?
You feel that that's not okay?
But why should you restrict anybody anyway, apart from the presidency? Okay? Because, look, Mwangu, if you haven't worked, you're going. people make their decisions in the first year or second year that this guy or this woman is coming back or not.
Okay.
Okay. So if you are going to go and say no, restrict the tenure of the member of parliament to 10 years, who tells you that you are going to win 2 terms? Who tells you that you're going to even go back to parliament? Parliament alone, 156 of us, only 40 come back. 110 are new members of parliament. That's every 5 years. Can you imagine? 110. 66% of the people don't come back every 5 years. So why are you even talking about, the tenure? You're just wasting time. Because the tenure itself, the 5 years tenure itself, is what will re-elect you. Okay? So for me, like I've said, there are some articles that deserve to be, amended.
Right.
But I'm sure the ones that are going to take center stage are the ones that, politicians in the opposite will capitalize on. And like I've said, from the time of Dr. Chiluba to President Mwanawasa, to even, Bill 10 during President Edgar Lungu, it's been a fight and a roller coaster. And it has always been like that.
Right.
Okay. I've never heard amendments done which where have you ever heard that? It doesn't ever work like that. So the timing for me is still, is a critical issue.
Before you walked in, Honorable, we were having a conversation with Mr. Lakson, is it Zulu?
Lakson Lungu.
Lakson Lungu from Gears Initiative. And we were discussing certain articles that have been proposed to be amended. And one of them is where we see MPs in councils. We see that this article 153.2 to reintegrate MPs into local councils for development synergy. And I'm glad that we have you on set to have your thoughts on the matter.
Well, you see, I think that, again, there will be those against and those for. Remember, members of parliament were in the council earlier, before the amendments were done to where we are now. And now, again, there's discussion to take us back. But like I said, Grace, when I came here, that the Constitution will take the airwaves everywhere. Can you imagine, since I came, we're talking about the Constitution, okay, which I never thought we'll even talk about, because I didn't even think that it would be something that, considering the back and forth that has been going on. But to answer your question, there will always be those for and those against. Remember, initially members of parliament were in the council.
Right.
Yeah. But there are also reasons that were advanced as to why members of parliament were removed from the council. One of the things that I can tell you, for example, CDF, all right? For CDF, you as a member of parliament, it needs to sit in that meeting. But the one who sits on my behalf is my PA. He's the one, my professional assistant. He's the one who sits there on my behalf. Why? Because, what if the council meetings are when you are in parliament?
Right.
So there will be always arguments for and against.
But do you think it's ideal for MPs?
For me, the presence of a member of parliament
in councils,
in the council, will be my thoughts will be skewed to what Mr. Lakson was talking about.
Okay.
Where there will be a conflict. Okay. Who does the implementation? Who does carry the policy?
Right.
So again, like I've told you, there will also be other members of parliament who are going to say, "Oh no, we should go back and sit in the council." So that's why the timing, like I've told you, the timing, for this process is what would create a big obstacle, and also the roadmap. Most stakeholders, like the church, feels they have not been, they have not been properly incorporated,
right?
And it, the process looks like it's a rushed process. So for me, that's my honest observation.
Okay.
On this matter.
Let's move on, Honorable. Let's get to another article that has been proposed to be amended. And this is an article that focuses on one thing. And we are talking about amending Article 68 2B to raise nominated MPs beyond 8 set by Parliament. May we get your reaction towards this?
Well, look, Mwangu, like I've said, nominated members of Parliament are the preserve of the president.
Right.
All right. So for me, whether there are 2, whether there are 3, there's one other thing that we did in the last amendment, where when you get nominated as Mwengo Sulumbe, you only serve one term.
Okay.
Right? You cannot be nominated again.
Twice or more than two times?
And I hope that will not be a next discussion.
Okay.
Because you get nominated once. If you want to be a member of parliament, then you go and look for a constituency. I'm sure you have seen nominated members of parliament now fighting with maybe incumbent members of parliament. Minister who's nominated is now eyeing this constituency. That member of parliament is saying Tafiaka Chitike. So I hope we don't get to now where we start increasing the tenure of nominated members of parliament. People have argued to say 8. I mean, for me, nominated, I have never been nominated. All I know is that you win an election. So I really don't know how it feels to be nominated or what value is there in nomination. I think that the numbers of people that get nominated, what's a special reason, for them? Because maybe you'll be looking at, for example, gender, differently abled people, and that kind of inclusive package. But I mean, if you want, even within 8, you can do it.
Okay.
You don't necessarily need to just pick people from your party. You can pick people from the church, pick a reverend. Remember, they're just your representatives as president.
Right.
They won't receive phone calls of yo ine kuno chililo, yo ine kuno wedding, yo ine mwana ku school. Those are just your people. Probably they form part of your what we call the kitchen.
What do you have to make of what the opposition are making concerning this issue?
Listen, I haven't come here to talk about the constitution.
I know, Honorable. I just want to bring this to your attention. One of the concerns that are being brought forth is that the president, according to them, I've read different posts, and they are suggesting to say increasing nominated MPs will only have an advantage on the president.
Of course, because those are his people.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, who has elected them?
Right.
So they're at his own beck and call. If I'm the president and I choose Grace, nobody has to ask me why I've chosen Grace.
Right.
Or I choose Mwembe, nobody has to know.
Right.
Probably I'll say, okay, that guy used to interview me nicely. Let me give him a nomination. Or maybe in the community there, people have spoken so highly about this particular woman. Or maybe that preacher man is, he was captivating. I'll put him in parliament to represent me. So basically, nominated members of parliament are at the beck and call of the president.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, people can argue to say, but you're increasing the number. Why?
Yeah.
Why are you increasing
that's the question. That's the biggest question out there.
Yes. But the fact of the matter is, the nominated members of parliament, even if you argue to say percentage, there's nothing you're talking about.
Okay.
They are the president's people. Okay, so whether it's 2%, 3%, they are the president's people. They are at the beck and call. The president anytime can revoke their appointment as members of parliament.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Then the last thing on the constitution amendment, I know that we're discussing this issue at length. The last one that we want to get your comment on is the Attorney General continuity, amending Article 178 1B and 179 4B to retain officials until new appointments. Your thought on that?
Could you just repeat that question on the Attorney General? Just
amend Articles 178 1B and 179 4B to retain officials until new appointments.
Okay, so I think that again, lawyers might be for it or against it, but basically for the sake of governance.
Yes.
Remember, when Parliament is dissolved, the president and the president and the vice president become cabinet.
Right.
So now, beyond that, who guides the president?
Right.
All right. So, in my opinion, the Attorney General and the Solicitor General play quite a critical role in terms of guidance and how governance should be until a new government comes into effect. So, for me,
so the continuity is okay.
I think from a common sense point of view, because cabinet is the president and one.
Okay.
So that one is the vice president.
Right.
Remember a long time ago there were issues of saying, vice president's tenure is not guaranteed, so let's tie it to the presidency. Okay, so we have had cases where the vice president has been fired.
Yes.
You know, the president has got enormous power that it just depends on how he wakes up.
But does it have to be that way? Because
that's why that issue was cured.
Because when we talk about the presidency or the president having so much powers, we've seen how other nations. Let's talk about African nations.
Which president have you seen who's not powerful? Which president?
You know,
even the oldest democracies like the United States.
Yeah.
The president is powerful. The president is a president. The presidency. Why do people want to be presidents? It's to have less power. No. The president is a center of action. What you are doing up there in that office is what will happen in the whole country. So what do you mean limiting the powers of the president? He wins an election. He's not a dictator.
Of course.
He wins an election. He wins a mandate. He sells himself to the people. This is what I'm going to do. That's what the president does. So now he gets into office and he's got limitation of powers. What do you mean? Nobody is saying that he needs to have powers like a dictator where he just wakes up and says, today people should be walking on their heads, not their feet. No. But if that office is going to function, it will certainly need to have power. Even you at home, in your home right now, you have power. That doesn't mean that you abuse that power. You are the head. God has given you that authority from the book of Peter. You are the head of the home. So as head, what you decide goes. If you tell people to say today, there will be nobody who's going to cook in the kitchen today, there's no one who's going to, it will go. So you have power. All right, but do you have to abuse that power? The answer
of course not.
So as a leader, even when people are selecting you, they go through a lot of thought processes. People go through prayers, and eventually they come to a conclusion to say, okay, I think we're now ready for Mwengu. This will be our president. So again, we need to be careful in terms of when you say power. Okay, we have to limit the president's power. How are you limiting? He's a commander in chief. So everything, the buck stops with him. Today, we're talking about the economy not functioning. We're talking about jobs not being there for the youths. We're talking about load shedding. We're talking about water crisis. The buck is falling on where? President again, nature.
Right.
So if there's a success story, the buck again falls on him. So you can't be saying, no, let's limit the president's power. To what and to what extent? So for me, that would be my take.
All right.
On this matter, which I find very uncomfortable.
It is a matter that is still ongoing
and it will be hitting up.
Of course.
Because it's moving side by side with the political gear.
Right.
Because people are gearing up now, for elections.
Of course.
We have only remained 28th of March next year, 2026, will be our last day in Parliament. So for me, I already know that 28th of March next year, which was yesterday. If this yesterday was in 2026, that would mean that there's only April and 10th of May for dissolution.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying the timing for the constitutional amendment debate, I think, has not come at the right time.
Thank you so much. It's 11:19 and our conversation still continues right here on Copper Belt's Chosen Radio. Remember, you can drop your comments in our comment section. That is Mafken FM Zambia. If you're tuning via our frequency, that's 97.7. You can drop a direct message, a WhatsApp message as well on 0762977977. And of course, tune in via our website, www.mafken.fm. We'll take a short breather, and when we get back, we will, of course, turn tables and get into the depth of our conversation. Stay tuned.
From Mufulira, Tundola, Kikitwe, via Kalilushi, Chingola to Chilabombwe, proceeding to Mokambo. Tune in every day on Mafken FM 97.7, the Copper Belt's Chosen Radio.
On your mobile, on your smart speaker. Your station for more music, more choice. Your feel-good station. The music that makes you remember only here on your radio. Mafken FM hits 24/7. Today's best music. 7 FM.
Why think small when you can think big? Are you an entrepreneur and you want to grow your business? Advertise with Mafken FM at very affordable rates. For more information, contact our marketing team on the number 0962962967 or come through to 52 Kombe Avenue, Mufulira. Mafken FM, your Copper Belt's chosen radio.
vakompala nangula ntile mweva kuchitungu cha mikoti twamita ala iseni muimwene nafichipa elo nafiwela lete na makwewo yonseyo mukwete mwise muchite advertise kumula basau wasalwa kuno kuchitungu cha mikoti iseni mushitishe fyalikanalika mkwai apalifya kufuala ukuchita advertise amastolo na vimbi pamutengo wa bwana lale bali segment ileitwa Mafken FM Shopping Basket bakuishibira pona lumbi tumeni pa nambala 0962962967 mukwai na ngula kuti muaisa fye mubuntunse pa 52 Kombe Avenue kumusumba uwa Mufurila.
Kantemba Radio is back. Advertised on the Kantemba segment at a cheap and affordable rate. We have a special offer for our clients. To advertise from Monday to Friday at 08 hours to 08:20. Make use of this festive season offer. For more information, call the marketing team on the number 077 06 77026 or 0969 699266 or come to 52 Kombe Avenue in Mufulira. Mafken FM 97.7, your Copper Belt's chosen radio.
From Mufulira, Tundola, Kitwe, via Kalilushi, Chingola to Chilawombwe, proceeding to Mokambo. Tune in every day on Mafken FM 97.7, the Copper Belt's chosen radio.
.25 is the time this morning right here on your number one radio station. You're still listening to the Express Chit Chat review, and as we continue discussing issues of national importance, this is a news and current affairs program, and in studio we do have Honorable Anthony Mumba Kantanshi, Member of Parliament, discussing issues of national importance. We'll also dive in to discuss more issues concerning Kantanshi constituency. At the same time, in the same vein, discussing more issues that are bordering, surrounding our country, Zambia. We'll be opening the phone lines just shortly. You stay tuned to 97.7 this morning. Grace?
Yes, of course. Now we turn the tables and we look at recent news that broke the internet airwaves as well. Earlier this week, on the 25th to be exact, the High Court delivered a ruling in favor of Patriotic Front PF President Miles Sampa in the ongoing leadership dispute. Now, the party has been having these disputes for a very, very long time, and I would just like to get your general reaction when you heard the news, and also building up on that, I know that you were dropped, and it is not the first time you've received a firing from PF leader Miles Sampa. That also happened back in 2024. Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, this subject of PF leadership and everything is a boring subject to me. In fact, it's an irritation to me. I actually even regret that I even, accepted the role of being a chief whip.
I was about to ask that question as well.
I totally regret that. And for me, my motivation was, this is a party where quad baba mom party aba chief believe that ever free for quite my positions.
Okay.
Even when they know they are incapable of doing, I come from a school of thought of hard work. You work hard, there is no reward for failure. Okay? When PF lost in 2021, nobody from PF, including myself, thought we can lose elections.
Right.
But it's life. Nobody goes into elections. I'm not going into elections in 2026 thinking about losing. I'm thinking of winning. My opponents will be thinking of winning. So when we all got assembled to go for elections in 2021, nobody ever knew that PF would lose. Of course, there were those also who believed PF would lose, but they didn't know that, it was going to happen. So there was a leadership issue. On several occasions, sitting here, I talked about the importance of going to get a leader. The process has started. You saw it was a backlash. The bottom line is, in the PF, nobody has ever respected me. Nobody has ever welcomed me. No, everybody just, I remember those days whenever I take a position, the leaders in PF would tell President Edgar Lungu, control him.
Okay.
So I have never really had a good relationship in the PF. Okay? When you have a different opinion about anything, then UPND has bought you. Oh, Anton Mumba is a hard gun. I came in Parliament when PF was 5 years old in government. It was extremely popular. And there was nobody who would have thought Kantanshi would have easily gone to a guy like me. I had just come back from diplomatic service. I was based in the UK. Okay? If I look at PF in 2016, 5 years in government, and I look at UPND 2026, 5 years in government, UPND stands at a very, very weak position. Very weak position. PF was aggressive in 2016. But you know what? The people of Kantanshi said, I was only 38 years old when I became Member of Parliament. The first independent Member of Parliament in Mufula district. And I got the highest results in the district. The one who followed me was Honorable Chibanda from Mufula Central. Okay? Fast forward, 2021, I said I need to belong to a family. And PF selected me. Okay?
Okay.
I was very sure that, look, because President Lungu said, okay, let's give chance to the young people. When I first went into Parliament in 2021, I was in the front bench where I sit now. That's where I was. So when the maneuvers started about President Edgar Lungu coming back, I said, President Edgar Lungu had done his race. He did his job very well. He's a man I deeply respect and love. And I put my position. Where did that position take me? Back bench. Back. Parliament. That's where I was put. Because I could not support that status quo.
Okay.
All right? Now, that status quo continued until Mao's anyonga ile convention. Did abapanga ile convention na Chabinga na bangona. Bapanga bapoka na chipani cha PF. The first person that they decided to appoint for the sake of discipline in the house was me. Out of the 58 members of parliament, they said, oh, Anton Mumba, I think he represents some semblance of discipline. And for me, sitting at the back bench and watching those that lost the general elections, those that were shepherding the campaign, being in the front bench, and not accepting to say, let's guide you. You take this party forward. They decided to chase us. Wait, check, box it. So when that opportunity came, it's not about money. The records are there. Anybody can go and check. Any citizen can go and check conditions of service of a chief whip. I actually get even less than when I was getting as an ordinary member, because the allowances, like for example upkeep, that I don't get because I don't eat from the motel. I stay at my house. Okay, I don't have a room at the motel. So those things where people are coming to visit me in Lusaka, members of the constituency in Gabaisa, Mbapere room where they can eat breakfast, I'm entitled to free breakfast and so on. I don't have any of that. So when they come, I have to pay for them wherever they are staying. All right? So wait. So for me, I accepted that to break the status quo, that you cannot be the same people. Mwadama cabinet ministers, Mwalusa, you are again the same people leading us. No. The party has to grow. And it can only grow when you allow different leadership.
Okay.
So then, after, I accepted that, remember, everybody, even including here in Free, they rose up in arms. Anthony Mumba, ever send the party, ever generation. I have had nothing whatsoever to do with what Mao Sampa did in October. Now, listen to how hypocritical colleagues in the PFR. When I was first dropped, I was in Mukambo. It was a press I received for News Diggers. And I told News Diggers, I said, these positions, they're supposed to be, in fact, rotational. So for me, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem.
All right.
Okay? But I was in Parliament yesterday with Mr. Mao Sampa. He could have at least told me to say, oh, Honorable, in case I'm making these changes. So based on that, I find him to be unstable.
Okay.
When he called me and read that part where I called him unstable, I still told him, you're a very unstable man. And the reason why I say that you're unstable is learn to communicate with people with honesty and decency. And you know what he answered me? He said, you could have just said thank you for the unsolicited appointment that I gave you.
Okay.
Because I never solicited for it.
All right.
So that was the first dismissal. So obviously there was an injunction and whatever. So status quo maintained. All right. He had appointed Brenda Nyarenda. He had appointed Kampala Mamulenga. All right. These are women that I deeply respect. Okay. Kampala Mamulenga was a cabinet minister. Brenda Nyarenda used to be a member of the Central Committee in 2016 to 2021. But the hypocrisy that I'm referring to is umuntu omwaleba is an illegal president. Achita appoint abantu bantu bali kulubalirwenu bali ku kampu yenu. All of a sudden you saw how they were clapping, and I saw you were looking at the video there, how they were clapping. I've removed Anthony Mumba, I've put Brenda Nyarenda. Hey! So I'm looking and I'm watching and I'm thinking to myself,
okay, I have seen.
So for me, I've never been respected in the PF.
Okay.
I've never been welcomed in the PF. And that's why I've always focused on my constituency.
You're mentioning that you haven't been respected or welcomed. You have been an independent member of parliament before. You have been in the PF. Where does this put you politically now?
No, politically, it puts me very well.
Okay.
I'm enjoying.
Will you continue being a member of the party?
Definitely, I'm not going to. Listen, get it from me. Come 2026, I don't think I'm even considering, not even a little, to stand on the PF ticket.
Okay.
That can't work.
Okay, that's news.
Not going to work at all. I am going to decide what I'll do in 2026 based on what the people of Kantanshi will tell me. But definitely, I know that they will not agree. Considering the way I've been insulted, the way I've been... I have had nothing to do with whatever Mao Sampa did. Absolutely nothing. And yet people go and say, oh no, Anton Mumbe, now with the PF. Me? Just because I've accepted to be a chief whip. Now, there's a new chief whip. So we'll see if they'll be going on radio saying, I want to party, never bring the agenda. We'll wait and see. Because if they say Mao Sampa is a legal president, all of a sudden his appointments are now legal because it suits them. So where does it place me? Okay. Kampingule satupera yaranshira pesa umtontonga kwande yaransha pe. I have not done anything. All I've done is maintained discipline in the house, respected all members of parliament. That's why even when I was independent member of parliament, when UPND was in opposition, I respected Dr. Musokotwane, I respected Jack Mwimbo, I respected Gary Nkombo, I respected everybody. And that's why when they won, it was easy, and it has been easy for me to go and lobby for the people of Kantanshi. Just last week, this week, we were supposed to have had Ministry of Health officials coming to check on the status of our laboratory at Ronald Ross Hospital, our theater. Right now, as I speak to you, the contracts are being redrafted. Not even redrafted. They're actually waiting for the contractors to submit the new documents so that money is released and those works are supposed to start. They only called me on Friday to say they have had a hitch and we have agreed in the second week of April we are coming. Why do I want them to be here? I want them to see what our people are going through.
Okay.
I want them to understand and appreciate the challenges. I'll take them to health centers. Abruptly, we check what's the status of the drugs, what's the status of the equipment, what's the status of things that I can donate, like things like I buy for clinics like BP machines, sugar testers, thermometers. Those I can just use my pocket money and buy for the people. Okay. All right? But I want them to see what's going on and also eventually also visit, Mfura District Hospital, which is under construction, so that they're able to see how services that are at Ronald Ross Hospital can also be improved in that new facility. That is for the people. It's not for me.
All right.
So, another example I'll give you. So, would I go into Honorable Muchima in Ministry of Health if I don't have a good relationship with him? If on the floor of the house, ndemu topa, ndemu pundila, you watch Parliament, those are palatables. These jobs are temporal. You're only there for a period of time. After that, you leave. Kukesa na bambi. So learn to build relations for the benefit of your people. Today, I'll be going to, apart from this, where I'm guest of honor for the Boys Brigade, while I'm booked for my uniform, I'll be from, Parabo Professional College. That's where I'm going, or the Boys Brigade, Mufra District. I'll be going to Murundu Boarding School. On before I came, on Wednesday, I made sure 32 million kwacha is released from Murundu Boarding School. That contract is worth over 129 million kwacha. 32 million kwacha has been released. I'm going there with the contractor to now go and flag off those works. The money was paid. Where did I go? I was going into office of Douglas Yakalima. Because I'm doing it for the people of Kantanshi. But I am doing it because I have been given a job by the people of Kantanshi. So, building good relations. Mukambo Road. Mukambo Road. Do you remember when I was independent, I was sued? Okay? Over, Mukambo Road. How many people have insulted me over Mukambo Road? Including this KBF. You on his Facebook page saying, no, Anton Mumba has failed. He has failed to do Mukambo Road. Mukambo Road, a trunk road is done by a member of parliament. A member of parliament does not do that. Even when we look at the roads that we're doing now, feeder roads and so on, the money is sitting with the council. So it is me to go and make sure, wait, the people need to understand. It is me to go and make sure that abantu balebomba. I was dealing with a boho. Twaisure fenombali le boho para section 1. Ya boho na ile kokubomba. Abantu na abambuke mutapamenshi parona dross pa mochari. A political person who come here and say, Mumba na filo. Abantu bale tapamenshi pa mochari. But we opened the borehole, a contractor was given a job, and that contractor has failed. Those are the things that preoccupy me.
Okay.
So I'm happy that Mr. Sampa has dropped me for the second time. In fact, in December, he had expelled me.
Okay.
You know, these are jokes. He had expelled me. For what? Me, I focus on the people. Eyes on the ball, the people of Kantanji. That's all I do.
Now with this confusion in the opposition, Honorable Mumba, I would like to get your comment, because you are not the only person who is saying this drama has been long overdue. It's getting boring. Do you see it ever ending?
It can't end because the people there, Abadi Kunta and they are selfish.
The future for the PF?
Everybody who calls here, even our precious madam who come here and say, I'm very disappointed. Valeria. No, you're asking yourself, you know, so for me, this has been a very tormenting time for me.
Okay.
Because one would think, look, guys, he's gone. Why can't you just for once go back to what this man believed in? Finish off by money in fighting for the people, speaking for the people. You know, ukusakamana balanda na bale chula. That was the purpose of this party. But what has come out of it? Okay, there have been issues of corruption. There have been issues of nepotism. Can you go back to the drawing board? And so for me, those that wasted their time talking about Anthony Mumba, he's not representing well. They are wasting their time.
Okay.
Me, I've focused on the people. And when I leave this office of Member of Parliament, which I will one day anyway, okay, I'll look back and say, what have I contributed to this community where I grew up? If it were there, if bread, yes, you can pompo. Butter, if it were there, then kota pela. Amasamba to ocha sugar. And rising from what the principles and values that my father and mother put in me, up to the time I went to David Kaunda Technical Secondary School. And here I am, served as a diplomat. Here I am, serving as a member of parliament. A diplomat, not in my countries, in our former British colony, Britain, I served there as a diplomat in charge of trade and investments. Okay. So all these opportunities that have come as a result of being cultured in Mufrira, okay, being raised by parents who are responsible, being, taught by different people how you should live in life, okay, is what I'm going to carry myself with when I leave Parliament, because I know I'm going to leave doctors, I'm going to leave nurses, I'm going to leave engineers, and they are coming. They call me. Their parents call me, praying for me, crying, saying, without you, our child would not have been able to achieve this. Without you, this lawyer would not be there. That's the contribution I came for. And when I leave as Member of Parliament, that's what I'm going to carry myself with and say, those days I used to spend time away from my wife and my children, I spent it with the bigger family, which is a constituency. I've been able to achieve this and that. That's why I'm not even worried. Olo nina watumapo washitirapo fena ngulu sapato lakusu nangu grade 12 wali mushitirapo fena ngu set ya kuta lemba my exams wenu. These are the things that I've focused myself on to contribute something to our people. And I think God has been there with me. Not I think, it's a fact that God has been there with me on this journey, and I'm not worried at all. I'm not worried because I know I've contributed something. So like I said, this, we're getting into the political fever. But to make it clear to you, this is how I strongly feel.
Okay.
You even when you're, for example, Mr. Sampaoni was saying, I've dropped Anton Mum. Do you really need to be on the camera to do that? When he was appointing me, was he on the camera? All those are those are tactics of trying to embarrass me. But embarrass me for what and gain what?
We're getting to the listeners shortly, but a last question I have for you. As somebody who has been in the Patriotic Front Party, do you see a future in that party?
With that crop of leadership, I don't think so. Because those guys are just bitter. Just look at how they're conducting themselves on the constitution making process. They are supposed to be in a stronger position to put arguments across, to say, you UPND, this process you have started as Patriotic Front, this is where we ended. These are the issues we looked at when arriving at this. You create an argument that people are going to learn from, not what we are seeing. You walk out, you pass, inflammatory comments on the floor of the house. For what? And for whose benefit? Our people are the ones that are going to suffer because they won't know. They will have misinformation. This is a very serious process which requires both parties to ensure that they get into debates that are healthy, that are going to speak to the aspirations of the people. Not to try and, call this one. Anyway, I don't know those types of politics.
All right.
I'll never ever participate in politics of divisiveness or thinking, if we're going to create a fear, man over Anton Mumba. No. Me, it's to listen to people, speak to them respectfully. But again, at the same time, he has reminded us that, we should be able to always apply, our minds properly when we're communicating across. So for me, I can tell you, I'm not surprised by what Mr. Sampa has done, but I can tell you, I don't see any clear leadership in the PF.
You mentioned earlier something very important, that we are holding you on record saying you will not be standing on the PF ticket come 2026.
I'm not going to do that.
But is this the time where we see you resigning from the party?
No.
Or leaving the party, rather?
No. Listen, I have a mandate, and my mandate will end on the 10th of May, 2026, when Parliament is dissolved. You have asked me my intention, and I've told you that I will not stand on the PF party. Okay? I will not stand on the PF party ticket. That, underline it. I will not do that. And I've given you the reasons. Why would you stay in a home where people don't want you? Why would you stay in a home where you're just ridiculed left, right, and center? I have focused all my energies on this constituency. I have spent more time listening to people's problems, trying to attend to the challenges here. You hear the bitterness. That you hear them when they call here, and you ask them, what is the problem? What is the problem? So now, if Ngana Wishat Tabarik fire, why are you sticking around? I've given you an example. When I was being appointed, did Mao Sampa go to the media? I was here in Mufulira. My wife actually just phoned me. She said there are changes in Parliament and you have been announced. I was not even consulted. So why would somebody do that? So for me,
I want to get your thoughts on this, Honorable.
That's why when you call somebody unstable in their thinking, this is what I'm talking about. Because you should be able to look at the long-term implications. I have provided leadership in that house, and I deserve to be respected.
Okay.
All right. So you can't do that. But for me, the hypocrisy, and it's there on video, where people, the members of parliament who come to my office seeking for this help, they are there clapping, hey, like I'm a foreigner in the party. And then you want me to stay there and do what?
Let me get your thoughts on this matter, Honorable. And this is a matter which we have seen, I think, in the past few weeks. Grace, you agree with me? A matter concerning the youth representation in public offices. This has been one of the issues.
Yeah, back with your constitution.
Youth
I don't have answers for you.
Youth representation. Honorable, I think as we discuss this issue, I want to get your thought. We have seen other members of parliament reacting differently towards this approach, cautioning you members of the current crop of members of parliament, stating to say, let's be very, what's the word again? What was that word? Let's be, I can't remember the word clearly, but obviously understanding that you should be careful as the current crop because the young people want to become members of parliament for different purposes.
And I think I heard you.
Yeah.
I think you're referring to Honorable Given.
Oh yes.
I follow Mafken Radio.
Of course.
Every day.
Interesting. Good to know that you do.
I also check even on your Kopala in the morning.
Oh, okay.
Because you see, the reason I do that, it helps me to understand what's happening in the community. Now, I became a member of parliament when I was 37, turning 38. I became a diplomat when I was 27. I think that was just 1 year after getting married.
Right.
All right. And I served as a diplomat up to about 33, turning 34.
Right.
Then 3 years later, I became a member of parliament. There's nothing wrong with the youths aspiring for leadership.
Okay.
You know Honorable Wamnima, the member of parliament from Nalolo?
Okay.
And he's about, I attended his birthday, he's about 32.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. And Honorable Twambo.
Mutinta, yes.
He's also around 31. So clearly, I mean, if you are responsible as a youth, the sky is the limit for you, just like in anything else in your life.
But what do we have to say regarding the crop of, let me say, older people or our elders who are not for that idea? What's your comment?
For me, I think the question is, what are you scared of?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not scared of anything. I believe that, first of all, leadership comes from God.
Right.
And if anybody wants to aspire, regardless of the age, they will have prerequisites within themselves. You know, how disciplined they are, how focused they are.
Right.
And those are things that will speak for them. But I'm not worried or concerned that, you know, you can have youths in leadership. They will definitely be very responsible people, and they will definitely carry the voice of the young people. So for me, there's nothing wrong with that.
Honorable.
If I had the power and I was president, as I'll be running in 2031,
yes,
I can nominate you.
Is that a promise you're keeping, Honorable?
No. I don't know how you'll be in the next 5 years.
But anyways, as we continue, we open the phone lines this time around. Of course, give us a call.
Most importantly, Wengu, remember, this is the first quarter of 2025.
Yes.
I think we have been able to have good interactions with our people.
Okay.
I'm happy so far with the results that we are getting at grade 7, grade 9,
right,
and grade 12. We have still remained number 1.
Right.
Except this year, I think Chingola has beaten us at grade 9. But it could be load shedding. My children were not studying the right hours. So I'm going to make sure that
they have electricity.
I go back and remind them to say, guys, you're taking us where we're coming from. We have to remain number 1.
Okay.
Mufulira should be known. You know, Mwango, Mufulira was known for swimming, football, you know, the Kalusha Warriors.
Yes.
You know, Benjamin Warrior, Charles, Charles, what was his surname? All those, you know, for theater, were known for squash, were known for tennis, were known for golf, were known for school, were known. We were all around the district. And I think I'm happy that in Kantanshi these things are coming up. We've come up with, working with a gentleman called Mr. Msunga. He comes here.
Yes.
He gave me some good idea on how we can coordinate all the sporting disciplines together.
Okay.
Try and, you know, use a bit of CDF funds.
Yeah.
And, of course, we're going to go and lobby from the corporate. We're trying to see if we can get the CEO from Pani to come here and grace a fundraising dinner. So there are a lot of things that I'm doing right now which are meant to support the community, to try and push it back to where it was. And of course it will not be easy. There will be a lot of backlash and so on. But I'm really, really making sure that anything we can do on the ground to support our people, we're doing it. Of course, we still have challenges of feeder roads. You know, we still have challenges, of course, of water, electricity, jobs. But we'll continue doing whatever we can as Kantanshi constituency member of parliament to represent our people well. I think in parliament I've stood for our people. I've tried my level best to make sure that the problems and challenges that we're facing, we share them, you know, out there. But look, like anything else, you cannot make everybody happy. Even at home, Wengu, no matter how hard you try, you won't make everybody happy in your home. Now, what about me who runs the community? So for those that, you know, feel that, Anton Mumba has not been too supportive. Please come on board and, highlight to say, okay, Honorable, maybe we need to look at this, we need to look at that. My office is open, and like I've always said, I'll only stop learning when I die. So as long as I'm here representing you, feel free. My phones are always available on time. Call me. Drop me a WhatsApp message. Come to Mafken Radio if you can't get hold of me. Grace will be more than glad to call me out. Grace always likes calling me out. The Honorable has not done this, has not done that. So she will say, Honorable, you're wanted. So I'm here to work for the community, and I will not stop. I've been doing this for a long time. It doesn't have to take me getting towards elections to work for the people. I have done it, and it will be up to the people to choose, who their right representative will be 2026 to 2031.
0762977977 is the number. You can simply call us on. You can text us, send a WhatsApp text message on the same number. Equally, you can go to our social media platform. That's Mafken FM Zambia. Drop your comments in the comment section, and we'll be reading your comments as we continue this time. The phone lines are officially open once again. 0762977977. Hello, good afternoon. Good morning, rather.
Good morning, Mungu. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, once
Good morning, Honorable Mumba.
Good morning to you, sir.
This is Mr. Moses Sakala, motivation speaker calling from Murundi.
You can go ahead.
Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. I want to talk about elaborated about the Constitution. I'm sure the Constitution, what you said is the truth. The Constitution is just okay. I haven't seen wrong. It's only that it has come at the right time. It's not well timed in short. We are selling it as Mr. Anton Mumba. The sport that we have is a sport that there's nothing wrong. Secondly, about the PF. In Nena Nomba, it's one of the presidents who are PF. Whether it's the former president, whether it's Mr. Mount Sampa, whether it's Machavin. That out is full. There's a lot of confusion, and it has taken time. Hence, I would advise our honorable member, our MC, Tanshi, to take time, as he said. But for more advice, as a motivation speaker, I wouldn't encourage you to be on the to make it won't make a reasonable total amount, because there is a lot of confusion.
All right.
But one thing is, I want to give him a piece of advice as a motivation speaker. I know he's on the right track.
You need to be brief. You need to be brief, Mr. Sakala, because we need to accommodate other callers.
Yeah. So, your thoughts, your opinion is well planned. Think twice for the party are going to stand, whether independent. We are going to give you a full vote.
All right.
The votes are for you. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Thank you for coming through. 0762977977. Please be brief as you comment, so that we can accommodate as many calls as possible, because we will be running out of time if we don't exhaust our comments as soon as possible. You are through to Mafken FM.
Pamwengu, good morning.
Good morning, thank you. Your name and where you calling us from?
Anton, Honorable Mumba, good morning.
Just call me the way you wanted to call me, Victor.
Honorable Mumba.
Go ahead, Mr. Victor.
Yes, in the first place, Honorable, I want to agree that the constitutional amendment which the government is proposing has come at a long time. I will agree with you. Then secondly, I want to say that, Honorable, you made a mistake to accept an appointment from somebody whom you know that he was not legally elected in accordance with the constitution of the party. You accepted that position knowing too well that that person was not supposed to give you the position that he gave you. So you are to blame as well. And I can confidently say that you also showed selfless by accepting that appointment. because
Victor,
that person had no power
Victor.
to appoint you.
No,
And
Victor,
then
I
Cedric,
want to ask him something.
last time when you were on that platform, you made it very clear that you are not going to stand with the PF. Instead, you are going to support President HH. We know that you are not with the party. Now, again, you have made it again. You have made it clear again.
Who's we?
To say you are not going to stand in PF party.
Yes.
Honorable, last time I told you that, God gave you chance by dislodging Mr. Yampo from that position.
You need to be brief, Mr. Victor. Unfortunately, I'll have to let you go.
I'm about to, just a quick one way. God again is going to, give power to someone else. I don't think we are going to make it this time. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Victor.
0762
I'm ready for. Just wait a minute. Victor, imukale na mishiba. Okay. Today, Mao Sampa has made those appointments. Call those people that he has appointed and tell them what you're telling me. For me, my point was very clear. I was able to make sure that the status quo is changed. You can't have the same people thinking they're the same ones who should be controlling the party. No. There should be chance for other people. And then secondly, he's saying that somebody will dislodge me. For doing what? For refusing to stand on PF.
You comment on those matters, Honorable. Let's accommodate more callers as we still continue. Good afternoon.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Mwengo.
Good afternoon, thank you. It's afternoon now. Please go ahead.
You are talking to Mr. Siano, is calling you from Rundu Bashmisma.
Please go ahead with your comment, Bashmisma.
Mkwai, ineshi tachi wa honorable Mumba, njitachi honorable wabonse kantansho wani. Pamulandune mirimo. Esho bachilalondura shire chika. Simwesintu, mwarishiba abashilandalanda, bapanga si action. Like wa honorable Mumba, tabalandalanda. So even nangwani aba Victor, not no waposa kwa man. Eko balina bambita baratuma. Balando kweva chi, usha kutemota kalanda chibusimabo. So muntu ta appoint. Why ngachako bachilise mubwino. Nishi because ababali kuchapanga bali kupana babwe mti katwishi. So inyabantu bachamba kyoko bachumfa baona libo bali Mafken. Bambo kula ntumina mafoni. Tutasheko. Pamina nda tutasheko. Kumukambwa tutasheko. Mamona. So chikankala abantu abene bali mona. Then last week nakuwa kusati advice. Abantu nikufa bali rando ko bachawo. Bantu ni mumba bakabwekereshi pa independent. Kwa tukabavote. Pa UPNG nangu pa PF tepa kapapishao bantu abali mconstituency. Hamna ndese bali kimbi tabalanda. Kimbi kwebe ni for tumwana. So natotera sana mposa manu kuli abo baderanda. Ona the board.
Thank you so
for
much coming
through.
We have a caller.
Mafken FM, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, thank you. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good afternoon, Dr. Mumba.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon.
Okay, never put that.
Vaputa, your quick contribution.
Honorable, I have another point. If abantu nga bali mitacha, bamo batacha kwebati mufwe bwino. Banga bali nyebera kubukinga, nikweba na bwino. Weba mitemo no kwitemo. Like yo muno mendo rera ndapa pari visto ku kumurundo. Kweba tare mitacha pezo kwine mumu afana bwino tawe alike bwino. Mufwe mwaufwa abantu nga bali nyeba ni brother obu uwapema. Hapo Mr. Mumba.
Vaputa.
Ufome twalambo kulalanda tawe bamunda.
Vaputa. PF Nsheimani na po. Don't waste your time.
Hold on. Please go ahead. Go ahead, Mr.
Okay, Mr. Balanda kwa Golden Mwida. Imwana mwaire mu party. Kuko batero etali wama okutulo kwa party oli
Why are you forcing me?
I'm not forcing you.
I've told you it's my position.
Okay.
Hold on.
It's my position and that's my decision. I think advice get my nepa PF.
Can we have this conversation? Mr. Puta.
The truth of the matter is,
okay, all right. Thank you so much, Mr. Puta, for your contribution, and would advise everybody to be civil.
Honorable, I will take you a little bit backwards, and I will remind you that let's have a civil conversation. Let's allow the callers to come through.
Nobody will force me.
Yes, we know, Honorable. We'll give you. We are going to give you.
You know very well that Mr. Puta is a PF guy.
Not that I do.
You know Victor is a PF guy.
Okay.
You've heard what Victor said. He's saying you accepted that position. Now there are other people.
We are going to give you time to respond, Honorable.
No, but
allow them to give their comments, then respond to them, please.
These are people that you and I know. All right? 101%.
Right.
Okay? It's my decision. And my decision is, I'm not running on the PF ticket.
Okay.
What's so difficult about that?
Let's allow callers to come through.
What's so difficult?
Let's allow callers to come through,
problem?
Honorable, and then respond to these concerns, please.
Is it everybody in Mufulira who's a PF member? No.
Okay. 07.
So, what the vehicle that I'm going to use will be Anton Mumba.
Okay.
Simple.
0762-977-977. Are you going to allow me to accommodate more calls?
Yes.
Then I'll also give you time to respond to some concerns. Thank you, Honorable. We still continue. This is the Express Chit Chat review this afternoon. You are through to Mafken FM. Hello. Umutende mkwai. Amashina noko bale tumina. Mkwai wa Musa.
Nashafa kuba honorable Mumba. Honorable Mumba chitenisi nemi wo mutima wenu. Not mune konketi abantu ndero mu sector impact yo pakamke mane papire. Takwa bangero mane independent mapikire jani. Na apele tukami vote ra you stand as an independent candidate to vote for you. As long as you for abantu to animite mo hata kwa to mutima wako mpata mwabana ifwe you are still with us and you don't mbana ifwe. So we want you to stand as an independent. Neta chanda wa kumrunduko. So we want you awonsa barelanda. We don't want you to stand on UPND. We don't want you to stand on PF. What we want is you to stand as independent candidate. Chapo.
All right. Thank you for coming through. We have another caller.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Thank
How are
you.
you, guys?
I'm all right. Thank you. Your name and where you calling us from, sir?
This is Mike Manda from DC.
Please go ahead. Good to hear from you, from DC.
Thank you, Honorable. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
Thank you. Nalalanda Mchiwemba. Honorable Mumba Mfwama Ibukisha okulanda kwa ndi mwena ine bigero twalelanda mu mfisolo babiri concerning Mao Sampa and his actions. So mamona epo chani bika nomba. I'm one of the aspiring candidates in Kantanshi.
Oh.
And
okay.
I'm making it known to you.
All right.
Good to
But I
know.
want to advise you because you are a brother to me. I worked with you when I was DC, and we worked very well. But remember where we are coming from. Balinyorera mumbati ichefyeni mwiralande sibitali balungu. Ngamlefu obutungulushi ubwakuya pantanshi. Abo bene balungu ngamwaba palama. Mutanto wakuya kuntanshi. But look at what is happening today. Monena abantu sebale myeba mlefu abu kateka mu 2031. But mlefu okufa ku bantu. Where does that put you? So amatwi mu butungulushi chikankala. So mulete shairo bale myeba abantu. Neko twafuma nefya michitikira na Mao Sampa. Chamseba especially to a member of parliament emonaba in Mutagdash. I feel sorry for you and I feel so bad. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming through. And that's news for the day. Former DC Mufulira is contesting in Kantanshi constituency.
How do you have a former DC giving advice to an opponent based on what?
Isn't that friendship, Honorable?
No, I mean, if look, there is a problem. Have you heard what he has said?
I have heard.
Have you ever heard me say anything bad about President Lungu? Ever, anywhere? If I advise to say President Lungu served his tenure and, it's about time to rest, all these things that the president is going through, if he had quietly retired as he did, I don't think that the president would be going through what he's going through now. But you have people like these who create impressions and imaginations in their head that, you know, if you give an opinion to say, no, I think the president needs to retire, I think the president has run his race, I think the president needs to be a statesman, and that's an insult.
Let's accommodate the last set of callers. 2 more calls. Then Honorable responds to some concerns that have been brought forth.
How do you think like that?
Allow us to accommodate 2 last callers, Honorable. Good afternoon. Mutende wabomba shani na bena mkwai.
Awe na bomba cho mutende niwo kale nkaserekera keke squared.
Mkwai.
Mama kombe ampu mu bantu mu bomba chani omutashwa mama.
Bomba shani na mwebo.
Awe tu bomba cho mutende omutashwa ule konkanya kwa milimo cho bomba kaile sale para omutashwa. Omutyashi kwena tulera omubaka gw'omutyashi tuleriya kwena tundeke kulya tuleriya kope ni kinini gw'omutyashi nga tupusinga kope eriya tulya kinini tulya kundeke ndeke ino isana ikula batu omutyashi uleba omutende omutyashi kabiretale kutungirira isikakupisa mu 2026 omutyashi tekirongani milimo shove ekitakulandira.
Thank you for coming through.
One last caller. We do have the bulletin, the afternoon bulletin coming at 12:45. You are through to Mafken FM. Hello? All right. You are through to Mafken FM.
Hello, Mr.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Francis Kazembe.
Yes, Mr. Kazembe. Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Kanko.
Please go ahead, Mr. Kazembe.
Okay, thank you. I think to advise into Ngurush. Ngurush nilese upela. And the functions are quite insta. Gawako na party position. Yamok sokorole finti singina ngukulanje finti. Kuchita accept. Olo enomista twantiri ukavunzi. Va youth vonse kangoyo kantanji. Vere mwana mainti ya wofo ere bomba. Netflix kukuchinjamu. Na tutasha wa James Manda ukuto wala kwa tanamba ba meya ba mufria. Abantu bala mono finto fyala chinja. Muntu wa kwa tomu chimapa bantu. Twatotera ngonsa ba mkanko ya mfa chinja MP ba mkanko constituency. Kwa mira nakuma kanse. Atotera mkwa.
Thank you for coming through. Honorable, it's at this point in time you get to respond.
His last Mr. Kazembe.
Yes.
He talked about only the mayor.
Yes.
And what else did he talk?
He spoke of Mr. Manda, who is also contesting as mayor,
Yes.
Mr. James Manda.
Yes,
I stand to be corrected if that is true.
But what else did he talk about?
He only spoke about. He also spoke of if you have been removed of a position, don't start spilling the secrets.
What
that,
secrets are there?
according to him, that's according to him.
Secrets? Which secrets have I? Which secrets? Right? Which secrets have I talked about?
Well, maybe it's just an advice for the future.
Okay, you know me, I always learn. But I don't know whether that
Let's get your response
whether that advice
from the
is
comments that have come
because
forth.
you can only advise based on what you have talked about.
Of course.
Go ahead. But I've been here myself. I've not said anything negative about anybody other than the person who appointed me.
Yeah.
And you have heard what you see. Let me put it this way: Mr. Mike Manda, to start with him, I don't know. He starts by saying "Mubumfisolo." I don't do those things myself. I don't do dark corner meetings with anybody. Okay, Mubumfisolo to Adelanda. Then he goes on to accuse me of having insulted President Edgar Lungu. I wished he could say that insult, and I'm challenging him. Since he's running for parliament, let him come here and say the insults that Anthony Mumba leveled, showered on President Edgar Lungu are these. And Grace, take that one, because I know you're good at probing. He should come here. He has said it on radio. He should come here and say, Anthony Mumba said this about President Edgar Lungu, it's an insult. Anthony Mumba said this about President Edgar Lungu, it's an insult. I've been coming on this radio for a long time. I have never, ever. All I've said is, can President Lungu be a statesman?
Okay.
And if that's an insult, then so be it. Because I believe that a statesman is bigger than the presidency, okay, of a country. So that statement, I thought I made it very clear, because even Mumbipiri, when she calls, she says, I've insulted the president. And these are the illusions in the PF people. These are the problems. When they start something, they first imagine it, and they concoct it, and make it become real. Right. That's where the problem is. Because, honestly speaking, why would I insult somebody? Anybody who knows me here in Muflira and beyond, where have I ever insulted somebody other than me? Where? Even with the amount of power I've had in my life before, whether it's financial, whether it's otherwise, I have never. But one thing about me is I'll tell you, if there's something wrong, whether you're old or young, of course I will know how I'll couch myself to address an issue. I will tell you to say, Awe, Apano. Okay. This. So in terms of being straightforward and telling you whether something is right or wrong, I'll do it. Now, I'll combine Waput and Victor. These two are found together, and I'm sure you know that. Now, these two are two advocates for PF, all right? I'm sure they are shocked that I've said I'm not standing on the PF.
That's big news, Honorable.
Yeah, but I want.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a decision I made a long time ago.
Okay.
I don't think, like I've said, I've never been. Look at the output I was talking about. How do you address an MP like that? Kavundi chef yomutu. Impako shabanabene. Impako inshesho le ndapo yoputa. I've told you. Me, I'm a senior chief. You, a junior chief in Luapula. Eh? Inendi wakwa mwata. You, a junior chief. So you should listen when I'm telling you something. So, I mean, for Victor, he goes on to talk about I should not have accepted the appointment. Victor, you have never been an MP. I don't know if you'll be one in your life. But these are politics. Not our politics. Mpanga, kumaini, ukonangu, pa radio. These are real politics. We will send a message. And for me, to remove somebody from the front bench who thought cannot be removed, and we remove him, for me, it's a plus. It's a plus. Politically, for me, it's a plus.
Okay.
Because that's what politics is about. It's about shifting of power. That's what it is. In politics, it's power. That's what you're looking for. So, whilst I listened to my two brothers, Victor and Mr. Pota, but sorry to tell you that I will not stand on the PF ticket. I have no intentions to do so, but I will run for parliament. And you have already got a candidate, Mr. Mike Manda. So why are you worried?
Okay.
Yes, why are you worried? And then there is Mr. Mike Manda, there's Mr. Chandaka? You know,
okay.
For me, the most important thing is that, look, these candidates that, are there to stand on the PF, not me. And then we come to Mr. Fianot. Thank you for your kind words. We will continue to push in Murundu. We have been able to finish Murundu police post.
Yeah.
We have been able, now we are going back to finish the boarding school. You know, the boarding school has got 27 teachers' houses.
Oh,
it's a marvel. It's a huge investment.
That's interesting. That's
and I'm
good
proud
news.
that, of course, it was started by Honorable Yamfum Kanga
right
12 years ago. And if it finishes, I'll be very proud. Of course, leadership is about continuity.
Of course.
Even me, when I leave office, as some are suggesting that I will, whatever projects I will leave, somebody will take over.
Right.
And, they should be proud to complete them. So I'm proud that through my efforts given to me by the people of Kantanshi, Murundu is back on board, and I'm hoping we can get some youths to start doing the work. In fact, like I said, the projects manager is already on site.
Right.
I've seen he has already been calling me, but I'm guest of honor at also another function, and then from there we go to...
What do you have to say about the caller that made mention in Ndeke concerning the clinic?
Yes, the clinic.
Yeah.
You see, we myself and Honorable Gordon Wheeler, we were thinking to convince Mupani to give us, I don't know if it's a Clinic 9 or Clinic, but it's opposite the former country club.
Okay.
There's a clinic there. And we thought with that proximity, it can be able to cater for our people that side.
Right.
So in my planning for Ndeke area, we have just managed to secure funds for a police post.
Okay.
So at least I can confidently report that there will be the first ever police post
in Ndeke. Okay.
The resources have already been.
That's good news for the people of Ndeke.
Yeah, and the groundbreaking will make sure that when the contract is awarded, we do a proper groundbreaking. And the beauty is that the road in Dola Mufrera road will also be under construction. So at least with a brand new road and a brand new police post, I think that will make the people of that area at least feel that the Member of Parliament has responded to some of their challenges. So one step at a time, we will deal with it. But the best that we can do is to try and get that clinic. But although Mupani has been dragging its feet, so again we have to have engagements with the government. Look, the people of Zambia own 49% shares in Mupani, so I'll find a way of representing that matter again. There are a number of countless letters that we have sent there. So Vandeke, you can be rest assured it's a matter that has been on our table, and we'll do our level best. And if we fail, we will report. There must be a way in which they should be able to accommodate at least patients.
Yeah.
And even now, during Women's Day,
okay.
They
need a clinic. Yeah.
Yeah, if we could have access to it. I think they end up going Mutangap. I think the barracks clinic or something. Bamoza Sakala, thank you so much for your kind words, motivational speaker. It's been a pleasure to interact with you. I hope when we're in Murundu we'll find time to see you. If not, I'll be back again after 2 weeks. I'll be checking on the feeder roads. But I have a plan for the feeder roads. You remember, we have construction of also Mukambo Road. Now, out of the offshoots of Mukambo Road, we have some kilometers that have been allocated to Kantanshi, and I thought I could dedicate them to Murundu and Mukambo. Then on the other side, towards the end of Mukambo, there is Changfen Mine, which has committed that it will do. In fact, I'll remind the town clerk on Monday to write a letter to them so that we get a firm commitment as to how many feeder roads they'll be able to do.
Yeah.
And there's a school called Kasombo that they also pledged that they are going to rehabilitate and add maybe 1 or 2 classroom blocks so that we modernize that school so for the benefit of our children who are learning there. If that is not going to happen, I will need to cut something from CDF maybe into the new year and make sure that we get 2 or 3 classrooms. But look, that's part of the corporate social responsibility.
Right.
So I'm torn in between 2 issues. Do we go the CDF way or do we go the corporate social responsibility way? So once we get that information, we'll come and share. So on the left-hand side, as you're going to Mukambo, we are hoping that roads will be opened up by Changfen Mine, who, right now the trucks, tipper trucks are really, moving in the area and so on. So in all fairness, we do have an idea of what we are doing as a constituency. And I think the people will see a beautiful picture in terms of what we have been able to do. So I'm happy this first quarter we've been able to achieve what we have been able to do. I'm happy with the grade 1 school recruitments. I've been going around and supporting our children in various school hardwares. That exercise will continue.
Yes.
We want to make sure that every child takes advantage of free education. Me, my mother used to always say, if you're a leader, the body will mwene mumala. But posa manuku school. Posa manuku school. Chonso chokumbwa ukashita mundala mashobe. And that's what I'm telling all the children I find. Don't just look at me looking the way I look, big, strong, and reliable. I started from somewhere.
You sound like Zanako right now.
Yes, I started from somewhere.
Yeah.
And we are hoping that that recruitment should continue to increase. You know that the good results for grade 7, grade 9, grade 12 are highly contributed by my schools. And so congratulations to the parents, congratulations to the teachers and the learners themselves. So we have got a few good things to talk about. If I sort out Ronald Ross Hospital in terms of the laboratory and theater and also the equipping of the ICU, I think we would have responded again to our people's needs. But for now, I think I am happy how.
And you're surprised we're not asking you about Mopani Copper Mines as well as the Mokambo Road?
Well, I think the Mopani Copper Mines is a very interesting story going on. I did ask.
Okay.
I don't know whether you followed in Parliament, although I did it virtually, where I was saying, can we have government presence? Let our people feel that 49%, that indeed it's owned by the people of Zambia. Government is the people. Okay, so the mines minister said he will be doing visits, and he wants us as members of Parliament in the various areas to be involved. I've also taken a decision. I was talking to the CEO of Mpani yesterday.
Okay.
To take an interest in, especially in the interactions with the community, what they're doing, whether it's corporate social responsibility programs. Because I was telling him, have you seen that little bus stop they have made at Top Shops there, which looks like you're entering a little toilet? I said, I feel as member of Parliament, if I was involved in that decision, we could have had a proper
bus
station.
Stop.
Yeah, bus stop, a proper bus stop. Just 4 pillars of metal and mutenge and where to sit.
Do you know how much those bus stops are costing?
I don't even have an idea.
We'll be giving you more feedback on that issue. 26 minutes. We have 4 minutes to the headlines at 12:30. Honorable, your last remarks as we come to the end of the show.
My last remarks to the people of Kantanshi is that I think I would like to see more people coming on board to ask us, to kind of probe us in areas where we need to pay attention to.
Right.
We will not be able to satisfy everybody. But I think that we will try, by all means, to accommodate and listen. And where we can do it, if it's something that as a member of Parliament I can do, I'll be able to do it. If it's something that central government needs to do, I'll obviously need to take it to the higher officers. I mean, that's precisely why, I've been sent to Lusaka. But suffice to say that so far, the feedback we have been getting has been very good from the people.
Yeah.
And like I also mentioned earlier, you cannot make everybody happy. Those that are happy, we thank God for that. Those are also not happy, we also thank God for that, because we'll be able to also listen to their grievances. So in all fairness, I think that that's what I can say for now.
Honorable, it's always a pleasure to have you in studio discussing issues of national importance.
Thank you.
Are you ready for 2026? Because I can tell 2026 is gonna be hot.
Well, I think that the work that we have been able to do in the constituency will speak for me. The interactions and the relationships that I've been able to build with the people. I think the people of Kantanshi, they trust me. They love me and I love them back. I respect them and they respect me. So it's been a journey which started in 2013. So I've built families, I've built relations, it's been very interesting. And God giving me the good health I'm enjoying and the strength that I'm enjoying, why not? Why not? I think we will be ready. And I'll be ready for all those that would want to, also compete with me. I'll be there to defend my record and defend it aggressively but respectfully.
Interesting. Those are interesting remarks. Aggressively but respectively.
Yeah.
As we come to the end of the show, thank you very much once again, Honorable, for coming through and just discussing issues of national importance. I think we take advantage of you being around and obviously extend this invitation as always. Grace, it has been a very, very interesting show from the time we started. I think we have discussed very pertinent issues, surrounding the nation currently, and obviously issues under the week under review. Very pertinent issues. You, the listener, the viewers on social media, you have been awesome. I think we have been following all the comments that you have been making, appreciating the people that texted us, appreciating you that even though you didn't text, you were just listening. We appreciate you.
Yes.
And on behalf of Grace Keke Ngoma and the entire Mafken FM production team, my name is Mwengu Silumbe. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
From Mufulira, Tundola, Kitwe, via Kalilushi, Chingola to Chilawombwe.
Good evening, viewers. Today on Democracy Today, we want to discuss issues that are of national importance. And what have you done as a councillor in that ward? Ever since you were voted in, what have you done as a councillor?
When I took over office in 2021, I'd found the community was faced with the challenge of water crisis in the ward.
Okay.
So, as a listening councillor, the code engagement meeting through the WDC, where we had given the people the platform.
There is a concern when it comes to issues of how you select these grants and loans.
There are genuine complaints whereby there were issues to do with grant selection, grant empowerment to say, and also the selection criteria in regard to cash for work.
Yes.
Yes, people tend to complain because most of the powers have been given to the WDCs,
okay,
where the councillor is an ex-official. But unfortunately, it has gone political in a way. I will be frank with you.
All right.
It has gone political. You others are trying to politicize.
How has it gone political?
Capitalism is being supported. We are seeing that where political party A tend to try to champion the way things are supposed to, in the selection criteria in regard to cash for work. But that should not be the case. This is a Zambia that we have to treasure. We only have one Zambia, one nation. MP has been given much powers, which must not happen.
Okay.
The member of parliament nominates a lot of people to sit on the CDFC committee,
okay,
regardless of any qualification. Okay. No
so,
qualification.
So in your explanation, are you trying to say members of parliament are really hindering your progress in your constituencies?
If all the members, they are the councillors in coming from Kankoyo constituency, can be mandated by law to be making decision where they see how CDF fund is distributed. There we will promote equity and equality.
Okay.
Why? Because everyone will have a say to say, but how come you have channeled a lot of money to Fuke Ward? You see?
Are you trying to tell me right now to say that money is not equally shared?
Money is not equally shared. Yeah, I was sitting on CDF committee where at some point in time we had our colleagues from Luansobe, submitted a project where we were supposed to do some classrooms of some kind, and it attracted a lot of money. 2 million was allocated. Ask me how much was allocated to my ward.
Please, you can share how much was allocated to your ward.
I only captured about two projects, which was the doing of the drilling of a bore at section C and the hand pump.
How much was that in total?
The solar powered panel was attracting about 240,
okay,
and the hand pump was attracting 110. So compare, add up 110 together with 204. That is coming to 350.
350.
Compare with how much was allocated to Luan.
Somebody
that was 2,300,000 just to do that works. So there is no equity.
Are you trying to defend yourself because you haven't done much in your constituency?
I cannot be there to do everything for the people.
Okay.
Because that is not within my powers. How I wish I had powers. How I wish I had resources to please everyone. But it's not within my powers. People would argue, others will argue for the sake of, tending to, they don't like maybe you as a councillor or the leader who is, spearheading. The people who tend to argue development, but there's nothing to argue about.
There's a lot of crime in your area, and how are you combating that?
Is as a result of the high unemployment levels that in the youth that we are currently facing.
Why is it that money for cash for work is taking so long to come out when it has to become it has to be paid?
I will be very frank and commend council who are working so tirelessly to sort out that issue. I think there can be complaints in Bufuke Ward, but they are just quite too minimum, maybe 3 or 4.
Minimum is enough. Minimum is enough.
Yeah, so
because if a person works, they really need to be paid.
To be paid.
Even one person, if they work, they are not paid. They'll
right.
come and complain to you.
You are right. You are right. But many other issues that have come to my office with complaint and have handled and dealt with them. That's why I'm commending council to say they are working tirelessly.
How many people receive loans in your community?
I think to begin with, the issue of loans was quite scary to begin with, because because of the conditionalities that they were attached, especially that is money that is meant to be paid back.
Have they started paying back? Because I believe they have to pay back and you have to give another person, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
so
how many have
paid back?
I think that information is with council.
When I refer a question to you, you're saying council. And you have access to such information as a councillor, don't you? You have, right?
Yes.
Because I need you to have things to say, okay, with this and this and this, I have this information. But from what I'm hearing, you're saying you don't have much information. When you have access to that, why should people really have, in regards of voting for you next year, why should people have a confidence in you to say they should vote for you when they are not giving precise information?
I think we can't play hide and no, you can't do that. I think with me, like I've explained, to say I feel I've done much and I'm meant to be compared. Of course, when I took over office, there were previous councillors that were sitting in the same office that I'm sitting in today.
Yeah.
So going by the performance ratings, I think my people out there are there to judge me.
Mr. Personal, due to the current coronavirus situation, I think we need to put some people on hold to stop the spread of this COVID-19.
Sir, so how many people do you suggest that we can put on hold?
You talk to the production manager, but you know that shouldn't affect the production also. You take the list of people.
Okay, I'll talk to my friends, then we'll see how many people we can put on hold. Then I'll get back to you.
Sure.
Okay, sir.
Personal, please call Mr. Suresh for me.
Okay, sir.
Musalaka dikafali tatafali le kwa musebezi balulwezi tuli luyeme bakenisa corona kuliba konde aikafera corona
ya shuwa balume banti namba twarai karashani
nafa foni bona ngana ifeliti anzimi se tata mafate nifa
manje wetata manje corona taishire po wino aisho vantu fefu babeminika vyama chito buroni waisho
arast buroni bantu no muyama manje bali mwimika nga umbari oberisha
Bali manje tete ba muminike nchito bali. Aba neti nchinya panchito. Tete.
Azono ma yonishu randa ti bali sambiro kuchira chimwanza.
Manje wali sasa apa Afrika bali. Manje ko abula bali manje muri amupuranchi manje kure koko bomba mukubanisha bali wale ko kwingiro vo ya sasa.
Bantu bali ana ubishoni wana. Bali bemi kama nje basi.
So nomba kule kwa mpia shaba nkereko pashita mwalaika ya mushi.
Hakuna. Tunaluma contractors, kondi ma permanent workers. Kwa kana ofama half salaries.
Sure. Yes, I want.
Manje washa china cha South America chira kupo.
Serious?
Sapa vena hii.
Mwache manje na control manje. Mwache washa. Kare. Bali vidi. Mba boy. Bali we manje asha na ngiba manje.
Acha manje ififia engineering cha. Efa engineer.
Okay. Manje moya manje ave manje ga. Katoro manje.
Ero manje ba achivananya ba shari chi manje. Ara fazita bali ati bakapumbwa bali manje. Bali shanja.
Nomba musted corona ituipa nomba tualafa konsala. Rekeshen taba no botukete panopanga ndo wingi. Mwele sawanti. Tulen.
Mabo manje. Lasha kwa manju keta mmoja tansungu.
Meri. Tuli amanje dimparana chimu kungonya tarasera no.
Manje satkatambe manja kama.
Imweni shitabuchire bukeni ndefo okupyanga ine. Iwe. Nista umweni kwa ndefo okutusha. Ino esta ya kubuka kwa malite pandi mumushi. Imwe. Nsonye buntu. Muna chitano kumuna landa no kulanda kwebati ukutushako. Muna muno kwebati pano panga ndatukala okutusha. Nango kufwala okutushako. Imwe. Imeni muna yakuma piece weki uko. Corona ifota ya tuchusha hii. Ushe. Ngure landa. Nanguchiwa.
Na wish bati ba chanshon na babeminika.
Boy, bola ya kosa. Bantu ya shukuru. Ala sokola. Ukwabula na kaso.
Ene bali ndairo no mweshi no kunshitira kitchen unit.
Urenjeba. Namba 1. Promise. So ufile febashta.
Maybe. Barashta. Nana watumi napona phone.
Mfo. Kuchize mbai kafi. Cha chef pefi ya mwanda.
Wata wishi bati nabato bati kwikala pamayanda kuli chite bale itati lockdown. Nomba inende ya mfai kwisenjito. Njeba. So, you want to fire ukuya mkubomba. You look for wake yourself. Kaiye uye mkubomba, not me. Mwena mwishi bati mune yangalai. Inete ineba ebele kuli leso kula fire fya kula pano panganda. It's your responsibility, you as a man. Panganda okuchitila provide your family. Mwamfwe nyai. Imwe, na mwishachi kwanga loko sana apasona ku market. Nsange na muima. Na muya kusabanta mwebene ko mwala faida mwebene.
Nala bakana. Bachishimbana bashanj na basairo. Bena bale bomba. Eko ndepo ndokera.
Sorondoni. Wandu fi. Meka fi. Wapa mtima. Mto wandu.
Atase. Shibombana bashimaini. Bombana ba council.
Bashimaini abutote mwana sana.
Ana imwe. Margarita, iwe. Ngera ndoleya. Oh my God. What's happening? See. Telo tanangu.
Odi?
Aliu, nikono. Naisa. Mwansen.
Mkwani. Aha, mwana vyashi.
Karibu, tumwaingira mwana.
Awe, shishira mkwikana. Mulafi ishikushapita. Tamlenge tirimpesha nganda. Natawe nchikonkere mwene nisendele.
Kwena, tuwafila nifia kulanda. Watu waele kwa mkwai. Alo lulu inolo wa coronavirus. Imbi ya nashi tushubi. Yala kwena ta tuchetu lefuani.
Inende fwe mpia shandi. Fya corona na hii. Yangara. Fwe mpia shandi.
Kwena na chalo tumwa mwatuka takofia maboko. Mwatusha kwa amori. Pakisi tushaye tule mfuaida. Tatukeni.
Basi, tukwacha omusalo basi. Seni mweka teko seni mwene ku. Tukwacha. Tukwacha utatu. Nala michipisha.
Une mumsalu na ukashikoi kwa tiamairo.
Basi kasu bafyaka kalenga mwe bantu musalu uyu walero wa fresh uli fe bwino lumone.
Telefone kontoka.
Basi.
Aisembo neko pambi banzi.
Ye, basi bwele ni halo musalu uyu uli fe bwino walelo.
Nishikatika tsakuro katanga takarisha. Nomba imama rimu. Mshere rotora umapfefi amana. Panto abantu market tabari pita. Ela ile mwashukira paka muntu kama na kena kaisa pe mkuirishanya.
Ali umfwa, ili ajirozi alishibika. Imwe mula fola na kutamuya kunchito. Mfwa fyo kushupa.
Tata wanzite kushupa. Impia fe nashi shupa. Ambanga tatukwete tuive.
Mayo wanzi. Mayo wandu ila vuja pampa. Ila ndefa fe mumpere mpia shandi. Aru mbele ngabaisa. Mwana na pera 2 weeks. Yana 2 weeks.
Mwana wandi. Na ine winene fya kuchitanshishibwe. Ulumino lwa corona iyi ne corona ya isala yali ona ule fingi. Abantu amachito balile kata baya ku machito. Nomba bakweba tibese batushitefo balafuma kuisa mwana wandi.
Kaya. Ero inepo munshirire pano shistishe pana munu wanu kwa chaya maka.
Ewe.
Ero nga marosha pa Einstein kuma 1627 tufiro kuinuka. Nomba nishitwala tulienshi. Bandunga tuwasitisha hapo. Ndio tuwachikimisha kukapa mea tuwatunja kuno tumarashi. Na tu salad. Nomba nishitwala tulienshi kungani.
Ngata mkwete mpia shandi mkafume mpapa. Ngata taiwa.
Wafya. Nolo menda kusongera kuti wakutuka.
Mukakulenu.
Kana wakatishi noko kere.
Ni mwandi na manu na maka mwana wandi yampwa. Pantu ukulanda fye chishinka uyu musalu uyu. Na shitile mailo na kongwe elefi. Elefi umusalu wa ikala kawa nomba nakasuba. Musalu kuona ikefi nomba. Inena kapito nomba nishichapwa. Na kuno ku market na lale ko kuisako. Nombe fe tukekala shani. Ifi fyonse ni corona ya lengefi. Nita pa ifyo na chita mwana wandi nomba tulole kuisa charity mwana wandi inchite shani kanshi ine mwelesa.
Katira bara.
Ala kulia kutina ndile charity bantu kapito nomba ya ingila fieta pali ufyo tule chitapa.
Kati kwa msalu yui.
Siwezi. Famina kwa panzi.
Yeah.
Iwe, siwezi panzi. Basi siwezi. I think kwikala panampanganda kwa tushupa. Opo ba mitamfishenchi toimo mshunguru kafipano peni panganda. Tamufuma po, tesi mufume po kuya mkufua yenchi to tete. Kwikala fipano peni panganda.
Wena, kudi kisiru mbama nisesu kukeni hai?
Lelo inena kwa techwa. Ina panto ndempanda kufia mano. Ati mufurika mrefu mapo mwamkufua kwenchito. Takuwa abo mwa umewika refi.
Naniye, niye kaikanti. Batukawufera wa mabadele kile misebezi.
So nomba mlenje bataba bonza abapitana mu msebomu. Bakwisa. Takuma chitoko baya. Ile dena kumenye bashimwanza. Bafumine kwi? Bafumine mkufua peace week. Alo bashimwanza bale bakulu sana palimwe. Bashimwanza badishi bokusungo rupo bashimwanza. Pantu barasa kama n'urupo rwabo. That's why bara ipamfyo kuya mkufua yenchito.
Wabona, seoni swanisa nishimwanza chwale?
Inachona lanzira po pali bashimwanza. Pantu bashimwanza badia na workshop bakulu sana palimwe. Basi bashimwanza tabeka rafi. Bara teke nkoko. Bara lima gardeni nembata nasho.
Wabona, fale neni bereka wena. Neni kufanga nto na kufamali so fusalali neni kusiyelanga ATM. Nge oyola fusalali. Kinzo ne usaiza ngi business ni mali ya.
Nganyayo mali ya shaya kale muyere.
Mtu kuranda sana kuna kuisha maka Chaka Eti mkushe pantwala kudali twafuma Niwewe kafye Mutite mwiko na sanga Eti mkushe pantwala kudali twafuma Niwewe kafye Mutite mwiko na sanga Mtu kuranda sana kuna kuisha maka Chaka Eti mkushe pantwala kudali twafuma Niwewe kafye Mutite mwiko na sanga Eti mkushe pantwala kudali twafuma Niwewe kafye Mutite mwiko na sanga
mwiko Jesu ife kyababiri kusheka wibukisha na barya bonse barabale tuseka mukutola ukamu kuangala munse twalikula na mumeshwa yengala twalipita nomba ninkula inaiwe na mfumu Yeti bantwala kutali twafuma wewe kafye ni wewe kafye ni wewe kafye wewe kafye wewe kafye utite mwikona sanga wewe kafwa yeti bantwala kutali twafuma wewe kafye ni wewe kafye wewe kafye wewe kafye utite mwikona sanga chaka wako achite mwiko chanti wale kutuka kalumpata wale kele shiwinenuka bali bwenzeni warushishe na kakabela kupontela kusekeni mfika nalifiti mafintu webomekano wantane chilimbo chombe na shomeka ulilubuto kale wasanika kupike pachino onsho watarika tawala na buni paka saka tuwalala walishiba wantenkalila lola mkosele shati nitalilala wanteke mukisha tukalilala tatwa kalijo bwadi kumpalala nishena ishibi kwati na tupalalala kuselelo kubana ine anchelo bulonshi ni webo na ine mupelelala Yeti kushe bantwala kutali twafuma wewe kafye ni wewe kafye ni wewe kafye ni wewe kafye ni wewe kafye utite mwikona sanga wewe kafwa yeti kushe bantwala kutali twafuma wewe kafye ni wewe kafye wewe kafye wewe kafye mutite mwikona sanga hafunika vitungulu mwana simba chaka Adisa one Mr. Mafken Africa family Hija yantina pantalesa patalika fikoke pushe pantalesa Vitu sana boss Saibasia Rupeke emauzo mununga sweka boy Woo Emwenji swati music Yeti kushe bantwala kutali twafuma ni wewe kafye ni wewe kafye ni wewe kafye mutite mwikona sanga yeti kushe bantwala kutali twafuma ni wewe kafye ni wewe kafye ni wewe kafye mutite mwikona sanga Mutite mwiko Jesu ife kyababiri kusheka wibukisha na barya bonse barabale tuseka mukutola ukamu kuangala munse twalikula na mumeshwa yengala twalipita nomba ninkula inaiwe na mfumu yeti kushe bantwala kutali twafuma wewe kafye ni wewe kafye ni wewe kafye wewe kafye twafuma. Niwewe kafye, niwewe kafye, niwewe kafye, niwewe kafye. Mutite mwiko na sanga chaka kwako. Bachite mwiko chanti wale kutuka kalumpa de wale kele shiwinenuka. Bali bwenzeni warushishe na kakabela kupontela kuseke nifika. Nalifite mafintu webo meka no wantane chile mpochombe na shomeka. Ulilubuto kale wasanika kupike pachino onsho watarika. Tawala na kunipaka saka tuwalala. Walishiba wantenkalila. Lola mkosele shati nintalilala. Wanteke mukisha tukalilala. Tatwa kalijo bwadi kumpalala. Nishena ishibi kwati na tupalalala. Kuselelo kubala ine anchelo bulonshi ni webo na ine mupelelala. Eti mkushe Pantwala kujali twafuma. Niwewe kafye, niwewe kafye, niwewe kafye, niwewe kafye, niwewe kafye. Mutite mwiko na sanga niwewe kafwa. Eti mkushe Pantwala kujali twafuma. Niwewe kafye, niwewe kafye, niwewe kafye. Mutite mwiko na sanga hafunika vitungulu mwana simba chaka. Adisa one Mr. IMK Africa family. Hija yantina pantalesa patalika fikoke pushe pantalesa. Vitu sana boss saibasia. Rufeke emauzo mununga sweka boy. Woo! MNG Swati Music.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Nakulila munsoni nobody. Ontandiza kunchoza mavuto. Nobody kwenzebe somunileke ngondweleko bangono chabe munisiye ngondweleko bangono chabe nakulila munsoni nobody ontandiza kunchoza mavuto. Nobody awe mafuno konda awe ni mafuno konda suziba kwenda chokera nakula na mavuto nebo mulumba na nidalisa mafumoko susibangwe na pita mbeo mavuto na bula nayo mulumba na nidalisa mafumoko ndwela kalani pansi ni micheze malumu kwena choka ni misozi chabele kalani pansi ni micheze malumu mwena pita ni misozi chabe. Koma boya bakuna ni bena mozi chetekelo chabe. Chetekelo changa chanileta ano chetekelo awe mafuno konda awe mafundo ye suziba kwena chokera nakula na mavuto leo mulungu ananidalisa ye mavuno suziba kwena pita leo mavuto nakula nayo mulungu ananidalisa ye mavuno konde 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 ye mavuno konde mafuno kondela awe mafuno kon suziba kwena chokela nakula na mavuto leo mulungu ananidalisa ye mafuno kon suziba kwena pita leo mavuto nakula nayo mulungu ananidalisa ye mafuno kondela.
Ide Bolokota. Hello, Silver. More power. The Shaka Beat Fest.
Uyo, Kalandanianos promotion. More power. Bali papa sana na neno tulipamo. Baluto waishi wafuevo kupatana ni tabu. Na kuvundula, unavundula lebo limo. Bala nali kubelela yo. Naliku iwe. Timuna wasambiana nebo palipola. Ngabalusa chila atafima kula shagata mepo. No mafuti ngabatea Chipolopo Mishinaimba Kilishinga shinga Chipolopo Mishinaimba Alatimu fenu mwenwa wewo Kulinewo Nebu nwecho ya tikatana na mafuti jiakanwepo Mwewo nomanga watarana Wana kuruma nama Tubili tutatumwe Nebunwa Wali ubushiku ubona ibila tile lo filepwa Na ikala wala nirese bamone fyo filepwa Walu hawaleta Abalandi bafika Wansangile liripa mwishinde papatawia Amapange ngwata leo Ngana fola lebo Kamutana ngana fola lebo Nkayaleka oti Ndafola Nahula foli natuyema My baby zangina Ala Foso zaka mali zakula Chimuna basambiana nebo palipola Ngabalusa chila Atafima kula shagata mepo No mafuti ngabatea Chipolopo Mishinaimba Kilishinga shinga Chipolopo Mishinaimba Alatimu fenu mwenwa wewo Kulinewo Nebu nwecho ya tikatana na mafuti jiakanwepo Mwewo nomanga watarana Wana kuruma nama Tubili tutatumwe Ichibe matitila titikuti watala kemiso wariata mafi Eichonari kujaila Ubusumano bubibo bene nari bushiva Oke na kwelela Fionse fili fionse Naiwera ndawa njenera Nechipanda chalishiba Tiaba nififinde Tewa kwesho kulanda koka kubilamo Neno wapusana maino bari babili Ichite mwiko chabo awe chakushiba Bene babili Timuna wasambiana nebo palipola Ngabalusa chila Atafima kula shagata mepo No mafuti ngaba Nebunwa, 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 Nebunwa.
Uptown Beats. Uptown Beats.
Atire mule pepa ukwabulo kunaka kale twanaka atire yeye mulete mwana kale twaleka ifyo kale twaleka inchito mwatuletele pano chalo tata kale twalaba inchito mwatuletele pano chalo tata kale twalaba twalilufye nshila alatapali no winga kontololo munankwe bantu bonse chimo chinefye maloza ya chitikati yaona tilina menso imipamba shinwe nshiku chipalire kwati nidomo manje takondesesa ndalama tinaleko yopano nama mumitima zatumu muliye chikondi kupempela kwatu temapanga chabe chongo ndaba mumitima zatu muliye chikondi tema na madani atire mule pepa ukwabulo kunaka kale twanaka atire yeye mulete mwana kale twaleka ifyo kale twaleka inchito mwatuletele pano chalo tata kale twalaba inchito mwatuletele pano chalo tata kale twalaba sitifuno tandizana timvera mushe ngati banzatu wavutika jealousy tili nayo akakaso tili nako twabafe pamopeneta kwa banokotuya shimwe shiku twafula ifirumba na mataki limonda ipusha basoma bayakwi kupempela kwatu temapanga chabe chongo ndaba mumitima zatu muliye chikondi tema na madani atire mule pepa ukwabulo kunaka kale twanaka atire yeye mulete mwana kale twaleka ifyo kale twaleka inchito mwatuletele pano chalo tata kale twalaba inchito mwatuletele pano chalo tata kale twalaba Adi danso, daddy this wisdom where you there.
You say you know me, yeah?
Mwacho waitamba chira mwacho.
Yandi muntu wandine
bea potea ule mwacho shilinga mwacho likawele baiwacho.
Bea Sister.
Sister, my name is Rene.
I'm a consequent guy in this country because I spread. You're cheating. I'm watching now. Stop getting on a door. He doesn't have manners. Like, how can he touch a stranger's door? Oh my God.
Relax.
So that's
I'm a good person.
You can clean my car.
Hey! I'm killing my dog. Way! Masai me that's all. Yeah.
Chikalichi. Mr. Zambi.
My name is Chile. Hello.
Shimika Tumfu.
Nimeka waya shakwata pwechuma. Elondi wa mawala yonse nine nkulomba. Nimwabana obebala kusekatu kakatwala kuisaka kachakolwa yelele. Elo kafiko teka busaka kaka makaka kamone kafenga kakawala. Kwato lupili lula chepa Eparia uvaka pilipili shetani wilaya ngalila kumaume wandi Ngachari pukuta chipu wachandi Chili ule chandi Umutima wali sale chakufala wasende Jabazala ula wasuka wala manako Come on kiss me baby ule kala manako Come on na bebe pepe wala manako Tekupanga shijunya wala mwenako Wasuka wala manako Come on kiss me baby ule kala manako Kamwana bebe pepe wala banako Nekupanga shijunya wala mwenako Baby wali mpesha Nafino kusuminati Nine wasala Hali wanse pachano Wasala po kusumina Kapondo wasula Ngana likweta maka Takuteke chalo Ngani wena kateka Ula pepe lako Despite you bukuba wandi wali ntemwa Njero fishi wa monamo Muli nebu fishi monamo Nalishuba walishuba tishaba nomo Njeba nishiwa bela soho Fishi wa monamo Muli nebu fishi monamo Nalishuba walishuba tishaba nomo Mami nishiwa bela soho Oh na 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 Siwaba wonsenge fyo baba Ukuwa mechalonge fo chab Chila baba Kalumba fiema baby you are one in a million Siwaba wonsenge fyo baba Ukuwa mechalonge fo chab Chila baba Kalumba fiema baby you are one in a million Kumwasuba gelo valentine Nyangala na bafyongo ne fyamba Tikapondo sana mami Lene wabanyonga ponte peba yombo kumvelela Hala nine kaka walala Nyangala na baganja no walwa Kifyongo no kupaso musumiko na pitila Tikapondo sana mami Kuline fishu konkako Wakola nkanya no kupepako Utila fuka mana tupepeko Ukachinja wande Njeva fishu wa monamo Muli nebu fishi monamo Nalishuba walishuba tishaba nomo Njeva nishiwa bela soho Fishi wa monamo Muli nebu fishi monamo Nalishuba walishuba tishaba nomo Mami nishiwa bela soho
Bena wale mona kembo kabwala la time waster Amagelo kule nsenda kwa tam less than Emani na chansi no lempanapo Kwa Simon pite fobale nkanapo Na di suicido, shaishibe bible Slow nigga syndrome, chila de idol Twaisa ipunka, na isa isanga Cut the long story short, na isa samba Apaturi pa mabubu na bay Yonse la viba oda mude Maninko fulu kalo was for the day Dina bandulo sonkolo pe Teti mbepe wadin chindamika Katube united kwa tichingadika Na tinkutashe nomba no dudia bwaida Wale mona shefu wa mwene Mr. Kaira
Njeva fishi wa monamo Muli nebu fishi monamo Nalishuba walishuba tishaba nomo Njeva nishiwa bela soho Fishi wa monamo Muli nebu fishi monamo Nalishuba walishuba tishaba nomo Mami nishiwa bela soho Oh nana Mapandashi Oh nana
Blackout Radio. I'm feeling it.
tiwaba bonsenge fyo baba ukuwa mechalo ngefo chaba chila baba baba yakalumba fye my baby you are one in a million. 44G music.
You say I'm gonna break you like in a nearly chain my guy. I don't stress nearly ever high. vacation niliku Dubai Shkulu vonse viliche drama zinipesh kuyeza ni mahala bati woyusa ni yes sneli na vauga bati ndoza lengezi suma ni dies shkulu suma ni dies yeah umuntu kumtamba kwa TV muntu wene sama nilipilila school fees for she's sungatifake pabize TNT my phone's ever busy there's a high chance you'll be chased by a dog than me small talk nowadays doesn't bother me inenshi papa taka muntu nina receive invitation ukaniona kuntu kale nalega kale
Takutosha no muntu ne kale nalega dating kwa nijana kale nalega takutosha no mu kale nalega imebeta nilije na banzanga tikolewa tilije makolo banga bonse balije sinipembawe nilije imebeta nilije na banzanga tikolewa nilije no stress yawe nilije peace of mind nilije baby kale nalega agolana no mu ale nalega kale nalega takutosha no mu inenga na vola Mashambeni ndalabana kungandai baby ngana vola ina Jema soni taibulwa munganda inebeta nilije na banzanga tikolewa tilije no pressure awe nilije sinipempa awe nilije baby inebeta nilije na banzanga tikolewa nilije no stress yawe nilije peace of mind nilije baby kale nalega takutosha no muntu ne kale nalega dating kwa nijana kale nalega takutosha no mu kale nalega inebeta nilije na banzanga tikolewa tilije makolo banga bonse balije sinipembawe nilije baby inebeta nilije na banzanga tikolewa nilije no stress yawe nilije peace of mind nilije baby
so how you love that Maps Motors Big Rich Ravena Mabeno Uncle P May Chance Free man Wise man Standard man na chan Apa tuli mo voice yo door Apa ili so in the
Avoid risky stunts at Vic Falls. I agree. This is on the front page, and you can actually continue.
Read that story again.
Avoid risky stunts at the Vic Falls.
I have seen some very risky stunts.
Exactly.
Have you seen? Is it the Devil's Pool?
Exactly.
I don't think I would go there.
And then you see people getting on the edge of that pool, trying to get all these, aesthetically pleasing photos at the end of the day. But
anything is possible right there.
People tend to get excited. I mean, it's a big.
Firstly, I don't like heights. It's so high. Secondly, there's just plenty of water. Thirdly, it's at the edge of everything.
I don't.
Why would you want to go to that part of the water?
I can't even swim. Why would that? It's fun, amazing. So, guys, let's
try to avoid that.
What you need to know about prostate-specific antigen tests, commonly known as
natitumbwi aye kombo ni swagi
Vena basekelela bakaona ti ina nivutika Vena chibababa bakaona ti ina vichitika Koma sini wala inenda ba mulungu aniwona Koma sini wala inenda ba Jehova anisunga Vena basekelela bakaona ti ina nivutika Vena chibababa bakaona ti ina vichitika Koma sini wala inenda ba mulungu aniwona Koma sini wala inenda ba Jehova anisunga
Ofuna sifuna chikuba we chino chaka ineni beula
Nisungapo uno mwaka inende beula
Ufuna sifuna chikukole chino chaka ineni kwatila Na mwana nikala nae Chali afya Erekiwe Ufuna sifuna chikuba we chino chaka ineni beula
Nisungapo uno mwaka inende beula
Ufuna sifuna chikuba we chino chaka ineni kwatila
Yele mama mwana abailowela
wamana sana
Sunga uno mwaka de sunga Sunga uno mwaka de sunga Abeula uno mwaka de beula Anjala pakulowa Abeula uno mwaka de beula Kwatila chino chaka ni kwatila mama kwatila Yele mama Vena basekelela bakaona ti ina nivutika Vena chibababa bakaona ti ina vichitika Koma sini wala inenda ba mulungu aniwona Koma sini wala inenda ba Jehova anisunga Vena basekelela bakaona ti ina nivutika Vena chibababa bakaona ti ina vichitika Koma sini wala inenda ba mulungu aniwona Koma sini wala inenda ba Jehova anisunga
Epa Mugambo Moses Katumbi Tipi Mazembe Moizi DRC CJ Uncle Tony East Point Fenete Limpos Maela Chama Ellis Natipowo Natikerekechim Natitumbwi Ayi Papa Shimumbi Joker's Cave Mulusi Kalomo Zeluka Breakpoint Papa G Vegas Cresimo TC Bottoms Up Luasha DJ Weedy Big Up to Da Costa Respect Toronto DJ Tony Sly Question Hey
Vena basekelela bakaona ti ina nivutika Vena chibababa bakaona ti ina vichitika Koma sini wala inenda ba mulungu aniwona Koma sini wala inenda ba Jehova anisunga Vena basekelela bakaona ti ina nivutika Vena chibababa bakaona ti ina vichitika Koma sini wala inenda ba mulungu aniwona Koma sini wala inenda ba Jehova anisunga
Ayi Yere mama Zimu dola Yeti moto Wanda Fia Masulani Hari Baba Powo Getikerekechem Natidubwi Natipowo Natikerekechem Natidubwi Natipowo Natikerekechem Natidubwi Simia Thank you
Ndagi Noel Ngoya amuna yo nzete ya mbila epesi mbila epesi mafuta epesi nzamba mpe na mpose linda lala na matanga na feti ata bakati yango epesi mayebo na makokolo mama Marie-Hélène Ngoya mwasi ya moto amuna yo soki ezakisi yebisanganga bakisa barituel bosora kolinga yo ekoma encore plus Carletti et Sylvain Tenkam Kairon naza na ngai ivrogne ya bolingo nalangwaka se na bolingo na yo nebakisa encore et toujours ba tendresse maman oyebinga nazali amoureux de l'amour bolingo pesanga tu es celle qui éclaire ma vie. Maman Pascal Pam Prestige. Près de toi maman je ne vis que le bonheur. C'est le même bonheur n'est-il na paradis. Chaque matin bah je t'aime na epiaka na courage. Oh banisa ba chagrin nanga. Oh éclaira ba journée sombre ya vie na ngai. Love ngai Marie-Hélène. Je disais ngai Marie-Hélène. La melame lobo oyo na lingaka chérie. Omema ngai na paroxysme d'amour. Odopa ngai na mono ema. Yasmine la Tanzanienne. Dopé ngai Marie-Hélène. Chérie ngai maman. Je disais ngai Marie-Hélène. La melame lobo oyo na lingaka chérie. Omema ngai na paroxysme d'amour. Odopa ngai na mono ema. Ariel Anyege Agnex Banana bala Marie-Hélène nanga nakoma kovivre na paradis nakoma kotouche na baniage aza kitoko tellement nga namonaka ba étoile Marie-Hélène tikanga na yamba yo na maboko nanga chéri napose mutu na nga esika motema ebetaka Julie Pella Francine Nitu Inosita tikanga na yamba yo na maboko nanga chéri napose mutu na nga esika motema ebetaka mama Marie-Hélène chéri l'amour bangaye na mono image Adja Kobele my sister Marie chéri odo bangaye na mono image Maëlle Mama Angèle Ayaoundé Biso Niembo Chantal Bomolo Marie-Hélène actrice principale nanga kaka yepe réalisatrice sa filmango alela ba suspense na ba mise en scène elengize soirée nanga Marie-Hélène moya tikanga na yamba yo na maboko nanga chéri napose mutu nanga esika motema ebetaka Marie-Hélène ya kingo ya Noël mama na kilorele na Jordi ngoya bolingo nanga kingoya ekilibre nanga ezayo soki na balaki oteme na kufa monzemba j'ai choisi la meilleure dans ma vie nana yo pe bolingo kula vie na mon loin je savais que tu étais parfaite partout na boison dike na sala le bon choix kobala Marie-Hélène madame ngoya nalela yo maele ngaki Noel ngoya mobalino Marie-Hélène oyo nalingaka chéri odopa ngai na mono image Francis Kakonde Marilyn Kakonde odopa ngai na mono image Zolando Fuso Willy
kaka leader. Yagi Noël Ngoya, ogi ne mera plan. Joujou Njoli Bakanja. Feli Tyson. Moussa Kansai Swagman. Christian Miss Oré Babou, Sultani Suleiman, Christian Kadji, Etienne Eto, Hervé Oumba, Christian Matata, Jonathan Mamidou, Bébé Takapta, Marvin La Brioche, Picho Bongoso, Bobo Koloké, le président Patrick Kamanga, José Kabea Chefilo, Jean-Paul Essaï, Laure la brésilienne. Sadam Mbokolo, Dido Mbokolo, Chico Kelly l'industriel, Ricky Issasso, Yannick Moudimoula, Christian Bossio.
Ladies and gentlemen, for the rest of the weekend downtown, 8th Avenue AC.